It's okay. We are live. I'm not going to scream as much this time because I don't want to blow people's eardrums out. But welcome back to another awesome, fresh episode of Fresh Vinyl Live, and the title is called Back to Basics. Really, this is probably the first time in almost a year, I think, that we're going to be talking about nothing but awesome, fresh vinyl figures and like. So, joining us tonight, we have David Eric Dopko out in Seattle. Let's see if I get everybody's name right tonight. John Stanowski down in Philadelphia for Kaiju Addicts. Kyle Young out there in Oregon. It's not gone, so it's Oregon, of Kaiju Cast. Brian Mauskowitz, because I can never pronounce your last name right. He's down there in Philly. Samson West out there in Athens, Georgia, doing Samson West things. That's our phone ringing. And then we got Steve Saragoli out there in Vegas doing awesome model kit stuff. And that is our lineup. So real quick, just to give everybody a rundown of what we're doing here tonight, we are... Yes, Fresh Vinyl Live, back to basics. I'm not sharing my screen. It's not a big deal. Whatever. We're going to be talking about X Plus news releases from within this end of the summer, fall, winter, and what's coming up. We're going to touch base on our Japan trip from back in November, December. We're going to talk a little bit about X Plus HQ. We'll talk about SH Monster Arts, Marmit stuff, Shin Godzilla, because I know that's a hot topic with everybody right now, and there's been some more news that broke about what we saw not too long ago. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Ultraman, because I am an Ultraman geek right now, and I will tell you that straight out. Ultraman, yes. Ultraman is Ultra. And I'm going to blame David Dopko right there and G. Okamoto when we were out in Japan, because they just totally pushed me over the edge, so I'll leave it at that. So, what's new, guys? Bam!
Bam!
Woo! All right, so... what do we want to talk about first? X Plus? Should we do X Plus?
Yes.
That's our big topic. Okay.
Yeah, let's do X Plus first.
Yeah, so, Sam, you got your Destroyer in front of you, right?
Yes, I do indeed.
You have the figure in front of you. You take it away, and then we'll go down the line.
All right, so this is the first bad boy that I got for all of winter. This thing is gigantic. It's bigger than my giant head, and it's probably one of the most beautiful figures of Destroyer I've ever seen. And this thing has a lot of weight to it also. When you have to put the giant tail in, I looked inside of it to figure out why it weighed so much. And it's because the upper half of the body is filled with foam. I believe that's for drooping reasons, so like the wings on it don't droop. And but the paint job is beautiful. If you can see this horn, that is a translucent horn. Beautiful. The whole thing is huge. I did not get the Rick, as you can see right there in front of Rich. And Rich can talk about that more, but this thing is huge. It is one of the biggest figures that I have in my entire collection, next to King Ghidorah.
Who else has the Destroyer? John?
I got it.
Go ahead, shoot. What do you think?
Wow. What's there to say? It's like 5 stars out of 5. 5 rads on the Kaiju Addicts rad meter. Nothing wrong with it.
The radometer?
The wing problem. Some of us got figures with the wings loose in the box. I was one of them. I had to glue it on. First try didn't work. Used the wrong glue. Second try, so went on fine. So it's really not a problem if you get one of those.
Okay, David, you didn't get Destroyer, no?
No, but we, as some of you know, we did get to see it in Japan at X Plus HQ, along with the Aggregate Destroyer, before anybody else got to see it, which is pretty cool. I agree. I think it's 5 out of 5. It's a beautiful figure, but I'm not really concentrating on the Heisei figures at this point in my collection, so it does take up a lot of room. And as beautiful as it is, it's just not something that fits in my collection right now. So. But yes, absolutely beautiful. Loved it. We did get to see it, and they knocked it out of the park, in my opinion.
Awesome. Yeah.
David, I agree. This thing takes up so much room. It's not actually sitting on my shelf right now. It's sitting on the table over there with all those other random figures. It's too tall. Oh, shut up, Rich. One thing I wanted to mention was this thing has absolutely no articulation other than the tail. But that's just because, and it just jiggles a little bit, just jiggle. But that's because
it's not a true point of articulation, though. It's just a seam.
Yeah, exactly. there are seams on the thing, but there's no articulation at all. It's just a big menacing SOB.
All right, let me touch on the Rick here. Oh, first, I just want to make a little shout out to all those bozos out there that are watching this on YouTube, being that you're playing your little drinking game. Bam, 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 bam. Now drink. Every time I say bam, they're gonna drink. So, drink.
Oh, wow.
You're gonna be able to give a shout out. Can I give out a shout out to a really cool guy who's on the X Plus group?
Go ahead.
His name is Steve Cavaletta, and if you don't know who this guy is, he's the one that was selling all those 30-centimeter X Pluses at a really fair, reasonable price. Really good guy, great collector. And I just want to give a shout out to Steve and to his wife Mona, and let your man buy the stuff. It's cool.
Do it.
Peace. All right, there it is.
Ow! All right, the Rick Destroyer. Aggregate Stage Destroyer. Like David said before, we saw this in Japan at X Plus HQ in Osaka. And I was literally blown off my ass. I was really impressed with this. I knew Destroyer was going to look great, you know, because we saw a lot of pictures of it, but seeing the Aggregate Rick Destroyer in person blew my mind. A lot of model kit builders, David, Steve, you guys will probably agree, resin captures detail a whole lot better than vinyl. And you can clearly see that on this piece right here. The detail is crisp, sharp, and really, really edgy. I mean, even on the tail and everything, it's going to be hard to see it, but the sculpt is beautiful. One thing I love about this Rick, it's the first Rick that needed its own box and needed to be shipped separately because it is large. It's almost technically a 25-centimeter scale Aggregate Stage Destroyer. It's not as big. I think it's a little smaller, but it's big for a Rick Extra. Something that I know has been done in other figures, you know, not X Plus wise, but like other resins or Hot Toys figures, they use magnets. So the appendages here, these attach by magnets.
Wow.
Don't drop it like I did. Yeah, I know. But look what I'm doing. Try to pick it up.
You don't deserve that. You just give
No,
that.
I don't. So if you look here, you pull it out like that, and it just goes right into the socket over there. And it stays in by magnet. So it's really neat. That's the first time I've ever had anything like that. You know, and you could actually feel how strong the magnets are. Jordan Chin, he's the first one I think that got his Rick out of all of us, and he's reported the magnets. So that's really neat. So you got the two appendages in the tail. So the Rick Extra is, I think it's my favorite Rick Extra, not including a light-up feature, which goes to this guy right there. But yeah, so Rick Extra is awesome.
So it's poly resin, Rich?
You know, I'm not that well educated on resin and poly resin.
It's probably the same material they make the real Master Collector ones.
I think it's poly resin. It's a little bit lighter and it's easier to ship, and it's a little bit less brittle than regular resin would be, if I'm not mistaken. Steve, is that true?
Yeah, I think it's polystone as well. I don't think it's like
polystone.
It's not polyurethane resin.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really. I mean, look, anybody that has one, you got it. You want to be careful with it because the resin, polyresin, it's very fragile. If you drop it, pieces will break off, and you know you'll have to fix it.
That was one of my biggest fears about that guy, which is why I didn't get it, because I was too afraid to. I was.
Dude, I was checking on Yahoo Japan earlier today. There's one that's over $150 right now.
I never regret getting it.
2 days left. It's ridiculous. So I said this when I got it. You know, if anybody thought about getting it and passed, you should have gotten it because it's beautiful. So
yeah, I regret it, but at the time it was $80 more to ship it or to have the Rick Extra, and I was like, $80 just for this really little delicate thing? I don't know. But after you showed me yours last night and talked about it so much, I was like, damn it.
Yeah. Okay, so Andrew Peters says it is polystone, y'all. Okay, thank you, Andrew Peters out there. Bam.
Oh, that's Andy from Seattle. That's who that is.
I am clumsy as shit. Shout out to August Ragoni, he's out there watching too. So we have Got a lot of people watching.
Great diorama. He's got the badass diorama building set up, and he's a Northwest Seattle dude. So shout out to Andy. Woohoo!
All right, let's talk about let's do Manda and Mothra set. Yeah?
Yes.
So I'll pull up.
Oh man, I can't get mine.
Manda right here. I'll go first, and then we'll work our way. And Brian, he lost power at the house, so Brian will hopefully come back.
Oh no!
Yeah, go figure, right?
Brian, come back.
So, this is a figure that me and Jordan Twining talked about, like literally 3 days before it got announced. And you're like, oh yeah, we need a Manda 68. Manda 68. David, you made customs of the Ultra Q monster, and you customized a couple of them that I know you have, Sam has, and Greg Cordaro has. I'm pretty sure he still has it. But that was your supplement, Manda 68, because X Plus didn't put one out. The only Manda that existed prior to this is the 1963 30-centimeter version. From the movie Aggregate. So X Plus blessed us with this Volume 1 set that comes with Mothra, larva, finally an actual Mothra larva that is in scale with the rest of the 25-centimeter line. I'm going to say, like, Manda's a simple kaiju. Sorry, I'm blocking my face. Manda's a simple kaiju, so there's really not that much to him. So this figure is exactly what it needed to be, to represent Manda from 1968's film, Destroy All Monsters. And the Mothra larva is nice because I really like that, it's more of a dynamic pose other than just, a flat, just caterpillar crawl. And you set them on rocks, and that's pretty much it. So now that makes it a whole lot easier for people looking to complete a Destroy All Monsters lineup. And I know a lot of X Plus collectors out there are thriving to do that. So these two are essential pieces in completing a Destroy All Monsters lineup. So that's good, fresh on my end.
We're not special anymore, David.
I know, we're not special anymore. Yeah, I actually made a custom Manda 68. Samson's got one of the first, the first one I did, because I really wanted to complete the Destroy All Monsters set, because you never know with X Plus what's coming and when or that kind of thing. Even visiting the headquarters, which was amazing, and we'll talk about that later, we still don't know what's coming and when. There's no rhyme or reason. It's whenever they decide to do it, they do it. And I kind of disagree a little bit, Rich. I think it is a simple kaiju, but the detail on it is pretty amazing with the scale. Yeah. Scale is sort of sculpted individually. So in that degree, it's pretty intricate. And yeah, the Mothra is great too. I just want to give a shout. I'm full of shout-outs tonight. Jamie Davis watching from Japan, so let's all give a shout-out to Jamie Davis in Japan.
Hi. Hey, what up, Jamie?
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, what's up, mate?
Thanks for the Christmas card.
Yeah, thank you for the holiday card, and say hey to Kumi too. We miss you.
Yes, we miss you.
We miss you. Anyway, okay, so yes, it's a great set, and I'm stoked that finally have the complete set of Destroy All Monsters in my possession, and even though I don't have Kumonga anymore, but that's a whole other story. But anyway.
I'm a big closet Manda fan, and he's just so underrepresented. So like the day he was available, I ordered it. I'm so glad I got him.
Yeah, Rich, you can elaborate more on this with the details. Something I noticed, because I have the Blu-ray of Destroy All Monsters, and after getting the figure, I looked at it closely, and I saw, the little individual golden scales along the entire body, which I didn't notice before. And the underbelly. You look at the underbelly, it has this kind of black, shady, kind of, I don't know what you call it, but when I watched the movie again, I saw that, and I never noticed it before. X Plus completely knocked it out of the park. They just, like, I'm baffled, dude. It's just, like, it is a simple monster, but it is one of the most beautiful representations next to David's figure that he gave me, or that I bought.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh,
I'm also a big Manda fan, too.
Go ahead, Kyle. You.
Oh, I was just going to say I'm also a big Manda fan, too. Manda. And I have the... Yeah, I got the set, and I also have the 30 centimeter 63. And the funny thing is, like when I opened up the box, I was wondering if anybody had done a comparison before it even got here. So when I opened up the box, I noticed that the shape of the body was a little bit different, but it basically really looked almost exactly like the 30 centimeter, almost to the fact that it almost seemed like they maybe recast it. So it's just this tiniest bit smaller, and then redid the body. I don't know how they did it exactly, but yeah. Get him, boy. Get him, girls and boy.
Hold on. That's Gezra.
Oh!
Nice.
Wait, we can have
Fresh
a
vinyl
live day, live
box day edition.
Live box day.
Live box day. That's new.
That's
David,
awesome.
Okay, so let's do a little recap here on the history of David getting this figure. David has been asking for this figure for as long as I can remember talking to David about X Plus Ultraman figures. Look at him. Look at him. Finally. You're
Well done, X Plus. Well done, David.
This is the figure, if anybody that doesn't pay attention to Ultraman, this is the figure that David just got. And he's going to, I think, David, I'm going to put mine down. Look at that shit-eating grin on your face.
No,
How happy are you, Dave?
I am happy as a pig in shit.
There you go.
So you know what? I'm not going to open it now because it takes. You know what it looks like, but I'm just going to sit here with my box. And
All right. Well, I'll tell you what. We're going to talk about Baragon and Veron, and then we'll dig into Gezora. Is my pronouncing it right? Gezora. How do you pronounce it, David?
Gezura.
Gezora. Okay. I got to work on my pronunciation.
Why are we talking about Gezora?
Ultraman.
Oh.
That
And
one.
he's,
I thought you meant Gezora from.
Gezora.
Yeah.
No.
The big squid.
Yeah, freaking
Cuttlefish.
Why can't I remember the name of that movie right now?
Space Amoeba?
Space Amoeba. There you go. Yes.
Or dog.
Dog, yeah.
Rich, one thing you forgot to mention about the Mothra is what its mouth can do.
It opens and closes.
There, yeah, thanks.
It's a nice feature.
Good feature.
What's up, Brian?
That's a good feature.
Yeah, it opens and closes. You know what?
That's the first time they've done that.
Yeah, the Mothra larva does it, the 30-centimeter Mothra larva, and both adult 61 and 64, the mouth's open. So, you know,
I didn't know the 30-centimeter Mothra larva did it, but I don't know.
I'm pretty. Yeah, it does.
There he is, John. And John Stanowski, thank you for making this happen for me too. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Anytime.
You're a good man. You're a good man.
Well, where's mine?
Shut up.
You didn't ask for one.
Okay, let's move. Does anybody want to add anything about Manda and Mothra before we move on to Veron and Baragon?
They're super cool.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
I think all I was going to do is just finish up by saying that.
I'm sorry, Connor, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, you bastard! I just want to say I'm a huge Manda fan, and so having that 68 in my collection now is a huge boon. So now I have like several model kits and my precious X Plus figure.
My precious.
And you also have
Precious.
one that your friend gave you for Christmas last year.
Damn straight, I have a M1 from my good friend David Eric Dopko from Seattle. Shout out to David.
August says Gezora is pronounced Gezura.
Gezura.
Gezura. I think we're gonna have to get August on here one time, and he could school me and slap me around or something.
Although, if you watch the dubbed version, it's Gezura.
Gezura.
Gezura. But that's the dubbed version.
All right. Bam. And you know what, David? I want to talk to you about the dub versions later or something.
Okay. I'm here.
I could talk about Ultraman all day right now, I'll be honest with you. But X Plus, back to X Plus, Veron and the Baragon set. I'm going to hold Veron up for a second here. Veron is based off of the puppet that was used in the film. The suit from 1958's film, Veran, however you pronounce it, it didn't survive. We're talking 10 years for the suit to possibly even imaginably survive till that point. So they made a puppet, or wait, they brought the puppet back. That's the only thing that did survive for the film Destroy All Monsters. So this just kind of just hovered in the back. Veron didn't really do anything in the film other than just land and crawl. That was really about.
That could actually be the actual prop from the movie.
This is the prop.
I mean,
you know,
pretty much.
I mean, really. I mean,
He threatened the helicopter at the end.
Yeah, but I mean, it's probably about how big the prop was. I mean, it's pretty damn accurate for. What
I mean, it's cool.
How it looked.
Like, I was on the fence about getting the set, you know, because I'm like, I already have the 25 centimeter crawling Veron. I have, and 2 other 25 centimeter Baragons. So I'm like, do I really need another one? But I'm a nut, and I got it anyways. So, this is great for what it is. You know, it's the puppet version. The detail is nice. You know, the spikes on the back, they're translucent like the other 2 Veron figures from the 30 centimeter, 25 centimeter. It's nice that the web is out, and that's actually a little translucent, so that's kind of cool. But it's good for, it's as good as it can be, and that's all it needs to be. You know, so that's neat.
Is that don't you have the do you have the Rick 25 centimeter crawling Veron?
I do, and that comes with another flying puppet version of Veron. That one's smaller. That Rick, it's probably really like.
No, I have it. I just want to know if it was like how big it is compared to that thing.
Oh, it's probably like half the size smaller. So that's the Veron. I mean, it is cool. Again, it's a nice little bonus. You know, it's something. Oh, we have a puppet version. And see, here's the whole idea that X Plus was trying to do. They wanted to complete the Destroy All Monsters lineup. They wanted, and I think they were really going for that picture that had all of the kaiju in it. You know, that was the goal. That, I mean, you could clearly tell the way based off of Manda is, you know, he looks Mothra and everything. So I think that was the motivation behind X Plus doing these volume sets.
Yeah, they got the poses from the picture. Looks
yeah, so it's nice. I mean, really, I think the set was like maybe what, 150, 180 bucks or whatever it was. It wasn't really that much money. So you get your money's worth. But I'm going to tell you right now, your money is where Baragon comes in, because this just became my favorite standing Baragon figure. I really love the crawling. The crawling version, it totally brings something different to the character, but this standing version, you know, it really, really captures the 68 incarnation that we saw on the film. So
let me ask you a question, Rich. Can I ask you a Baragon question? Mm-hmm. Do you have the other 25 centimeters standing? Can you put them side by side?
I don't have it with me right now. It's in storage, but I did put on my X Plus database section on FreshVinylHQ.com, where I put my photos of these 2 figures. At the bottom, there's a link with the side-by-side pictures.
So, John, do you have both?
No, I have neither now.
All right. So my question is, the new one that just came out, aside from being a little bit more rotund than the other release, it seems to me from the photos that the detail is a little bit looser than the first 25 centimeter release. Is that true, or is that just the way? Yeah, no, the standard that came out in 25 centimeter. It seems like the teeth, the paint, it's a little bit more loose and not as sharp as the other design was. Is that true?
I can tell you, I think from looking at this one and remembering the crawling version, the crawling version.
No, I meant the standing.
Okay, all right. Well, there's a big the differences are big between this one and the other standing version. This one he's chunkier. Obviously, that was something that stood out immediately. The face is the 1965 version. He looks scrawnier. He looks, for some reason, he looks more beat up. I mean, maybe it's just, I don't know. I mean, even though we know this version is the more beat up version, technically speaking, because it was used 3 times in Ultraman. So I would need to really look at
the horns curved
side by side. David, just stand by. I'm going to pull up my website and then I'll share the pictures.
Okay. It just seemed like it was a little light on the detail compared to the other one. That's all. I
think the detail is really, really, really good. Honestly, like there's a lot of fine details in his in the back and everything. Hold on, let me get the pictures here. I'll show you.
My dumb ass sold the other standing 25 centimeter one, and I was going to turn that money around and buy that set, but I did not because other things got in the way. So I did not get that set, and I really want it. I know I'm going to have to pay more. I'm going to have to pay more, and it's going to be hard to find it because that was an exclusive set. It wasn't sold. I mean, it wasn't like, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
You'll find one.
Yeah.
Hopefully so. I believe I will.
I believe you will.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So here we go. We have on the left we have the 1965 version, the one that came out in 2013, next to the new one here that we're talking about, 1968 version. So these are, I mean, you can obviously tell the differences in paint, the differences in size.
Horn.
Yeah, the horn looks
Ears
different.
look very differently shaped.
The horn's curved on the 68.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know.
Looks like it's been in storage for a couple of years.
Yep.
I actually prefer the other one, to be honest. The first piece.
I'm such an OCD freak that I have to have the exact representation of the movie, so that's why I sold the other one. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know it doesn't make sense, but
Sam,
As you can see to the right behind my head, I went 50 centimeter.
Yeah, I can see him. I see him. You know, you don't have to explain. Everybody has their own collecting quirks that they stick to, you know? I mean, everybody likes what they like, and you know, as long as it's not Trendmasters, I'm good.
Aw.
so
Mecha.
picky.
All right, so
Oh, where'd John Stankowski go? He left.
he's probably turning into a cat again. If his cat, I'm telling you, if his fucking cat shows up, then I'm telling you, I believe that he's a shapeshifter.
Okay, so Baragon. Oh wait, Veron, you forgot to say he also has to sit on a little rock, right?
Yeah, the hell with the rock. The rock is a rock. I mean,
That's important.
I think. Look, hey, G, if you're out there watching, you guys are getting real good at making rocks. I just want to say that. You know, the rocks are.
I need one for a King Kong so bad.
Yes.
Wait, Brian, you don't
Yo.
do X, right?
No,
Brian,
that's why I'm watching Godzilla vs. Gigan right now.
you're tuning us out, so we're almost done with X Plus, right? Or
Yeah.
not?
What?
So-
Dude, X Plus is cool.
You had some.
I still have some. I might get the Anguillus and the Gigan.
Gotta get the guy again. Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, I love Gigan. He's awesome.
You know,
So I'll probably get those.
You need to get the 91 Sakai, Brian, because that's pretty much the
Yeah.
very best that you
Wait,
can.
when did he come out? Oh, we don't need to talk about it. He wasn't a
It came
winner.
out. What?
Last year,
June.
2015.
He came out at
About
the
a
same time as Mothra because I remember getting a double box day. I just don't
Right.
remember when.
Um,
Before Mothra, I mean.
that is a nice. That Sakai is really nice. If I was gonna get a 90s Godzilla X Plus, that would be the way to go, I think. But
It's the
I don't know.
special one.
I feel like for X Plus, I would stick with Showa. I think for the most part.
Yeah, totally.
I do. That's the only exception that I have because it's just so undeniably like perfect.
I just gotta have at least
Nice.
one super accurate representation of every monster from every movie. That's all I care about. So, that's
Yeah,
why.
see, and I'm totally opposite. I want like pink Godzillas and bright green Godzillas and purple Godzillas and you know.
But no, I love your collection, dude. It's just there's so much variety and it's so cool. You walk in there and everybody has like a different. Oh man, look at this crazy kind of looking thing.
John's got 'em. You know what the sad thing is? I want both. I want the pink one and I want the accurate one. So I'm the big. There you go.
Yeah, yeah.
You're in deep,
Money in
David.
space.
You're in
so-
deep.
Money in space.
I'm in deep. Yeah, as we all are. I think everybody in this group is pretty much in deep. I think Steve is in
No,
really
I got it
deep.
under control.
I've been really deep.
Kyle, I believe that. Yeah, hiatus. That lasts how long?
It lasted as long as it needed to. The hiatus lasted exactly as long as I needed it to.
And that is all.
David, don't you have a Godzilla of mine that's all different colors?
I have probably most awesome Desu Goji. Sorry, James Hartman. Steve, original, custom painted one, and I absolutely love it. It's definitely in a great place of honor in my collection room, and I really love it, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Pleasure was mine.
Beautiful.
Yeah, when we get into the Marmits here in a little bit, I have a figure I'm gonna have Steve do a little custom job too.
Good.
I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna have him do because I don't want anybody stealing my cool idea, but I think it'll be really cool.
I think I have it. Can I guess? You don't have to tell me right.
Yeah, I mean you can. I might not tell you if you're right. I mean, I probably will, but I might.
Is it in 84?
Is it what?
84? Maybe? No? Hey, what?
No, I don't know.
No. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
It involves the space ape. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, I just have a crazy idea what you can do with it.
Which actually is a really nice figure. When we talk Marmits, I'll bust that guy out. He's well done.
I'd like to hear your take on him.
Before we get off X Plus, I have to share. I got one of my Holy Grail box days today, the 2005 X Plus King Kong.
Nice.
I've been searching for these for a very long time, and so I had my box day just a little earlier.
Nice.
Wait, earlier today?
Earlier today.
We all had box days today. That's awesome.
Like an hour and a half ago.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Speaking of tying the X Plus and H together one more time.
That's awesome.
Let's talk about Gezura. I'm gonna go real quick, and then I really want to hear you Ultra Guys fans because I know I'm still the noob with Ultraman, but
Big ass lips.
yeah. As far as the show goes, and I'll save this because I'm gonna tell you guys right now, everybody out there watching, next Fresh Final Live in February, I want to do nothing but Ultraman talk.
I'm out.
Good. So we're gonna have.
It's gonna be an awesome Fresh Vinyl.
Yeah.
Hey Sam, I thought you were watching Ultraman now.
No, I am watching Ultraman. I'm only 5 episodes in because I got lazy, but I do intend on finishing the whole thing by Fresh Final Life for February.
The original Ultraman is so freaking good. I don't know how you can't not love it.
I love
Wait a
it.
minute, Sam, you got lazy?
Oh.
Sorry. That was inappropriate.
No, it was totally appropriate. Okay,
so you should watch Ultraman. You will love it. You will absolutely love it.
It's really awesome.
it is.
And for you guys, it astounds me that I saw Ultraman in 1973 when I was in kindergarten. Okay.
Wow.
And can you imagine like the joy I had of seeing these things as a child? Like I was fucking younger than Hoshino. Okay. and like, Hoshino was older than my ass at the time. So anyway, it was like now you adults collectors are starting to get into it. It's really kind of cool that you can see it through different eyes than I saw it because I have the nostalgia plus I have the cool factor because it's a Subaraya production, blah blah blah. And I know John, you watched it from a kid too, right? Or no?
Yeah, same exact story as you. Except for I don't care as much as seeing the new opinions. It's all about nostalgia to me. That's everything to me.
Yep.
I'm glad that there are new people watching it and collecting. Yeah, of course, but wow. Just
John,
like,
was that one when you
I had
got
this
home
stuff
from
when I was a kid. I'd flip out.
When you got home from school in Philly, John, was that on TV? Was Ultraman on?
Yeah, same channel.
You're about the same age as me, right? Was it on Channel 48, right?
No, 17. Channel 17.
17?
Oh yeah, because damn, David, you grew up right around here too. I forget. I keep
Yeah, South Jersey, man. I had Philly channel.
But I was -1 when you were in kindergarten, so. but
the most frustrating thing was that there were no toys.
No, yeah, there weren't.
I couldn't go. There was no internet or computer in the 70s. Thank you, David. We couldn't go and find these things. It was the most frustrating thing ever because I really wanted an Ultraman toy.
I made my own toys up. I used to make the Science Patrol communicator pins out of paper, and I'd make a new one every day and go to school with it on there, and it would wear out. because
That's
it was
all.
made out of paper. Then I just next day start over again.
I mean, there were really no Godzilla toys
No.
growing up either.
Well,
I mean,
there was
honestly.
one.
Not when I was.
As frustrating was seeing Godzilla vs. Megalon in the theater.
Wow.
And, you know, the kid plays with the figure going down the slide.
That's Hedera, but yes.
Hetero, yeah.
There's one in Godzilla vs. Megalon as well where they show it.
Oh, in the isn't that in their weird house where they have Jet Jaguar being built?
Yeah, you'll see it, and it's like, where can I buy that? I can swear it might. There's one in Hedorah as well, but there's one in Megalon.
I don't remember that.
I'll find it.
That kid had a giant.
Just watch the side here. August Ragoni is going to tell us whether or not that's correct in about.
Yes, he's been doing good about doing that.
There's like one scene, and it was the most
He's
frustrating thing.
live correcting us.
You know,
He's always correcting people.
John, what I used to do with Ultraman, I used to put two starfish
Look,
together.
I told you.
Giant starfish to make believe it was Pester.
Uh,
Right. I mean, those of you who know what that is, it's that monster that has the two stomachs and.
Yes, yes.
So I go to the beach, the Jersey Shore, and I would put two starfish together and pretend it's Pester. So that's me.
I got this on eBay. This isn't not this original one because mine got run over by the lawnmower. But this when I was like 7 years old was my Godzilla. This figure was my Godzilla, and this was all. So I found it on eBay for like $8, and I just was like, you know what, I need to buy that. So
Mine was the Aurora model kit.
Mr. DeBumpus.
Hi, John.
What's up there, guys? It's the whole gang. Plus a Brian. Hey,
Bam.
Brian.
Yeah, well, Brian's gonna
Steve.
get kicked off because he just showed a bootleg.
Hey, Keith.
fakey.
You can't see it. There he is. Yep.
Hi, John.
Hi, Keith. I miss you.
Everybody, that's Keith, just so you know.
That is Keith. That's what's up.
That's Mr. Whatever I am.
Look, Brandy's going to say hi, too.
Hi, Brandy.
I'm Brandy.
Hey, Brandy.
Sorry I made John late for the call.
This is all her fault. I would have been here on time.
Reunion, almost. We're missing
Happy what?
I said it's a Japan reunion almost.
Almost. Hey, how was the colonoscopy, Keith?
Oh, God. Jesus.
It was just
God almighty.
lovely.
Here's
Can't
the
wait.
newest member of my family.
Oh,
Oh.
what's his or her name?
Adopted a dog.
Oh, look at that dog.
That's a good girl.
Dog.
Aw, she eats her poop.
Oh.
If anyone's watching this, they're like, please stop talking about dogs and cold.
I know, everybody's clicking off now.
I know.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about X Plus. So,
Spanky says hi, too.
hi, Spanky.
Aww. How
Potsy says screw off.
Okay, all right. Spanky's going away. Okay.
All right, let's
Rich
let's
has
get
been
back to
holding
X
that
Plus.
for 20 minutes now.
Well, all right, come here, Mrs. Fresh Vinyl. Oh, now there she goes. She'll be back in a second. Let's get back to this figure real quick.
Yes.
Oh, if I had
Very
that,
rare Miss Fresh Vinyl appearance.
if I had that when I was a kid, man, John, that's
Yeah. I used to use flashlights.
Yeah.
wow. Just wow, just wow. Wow.
What did we miss?
The beta capsule, man.
Oh,
Yeah, that was cool. That is cool.
Capsule.
John has an awesome
hear
one.
it?
That's a really good one.
That's
That's a good one.
Did you hear the sound?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one, but it doesn't light up like that. That's rad, John.
That's a pen.
I flipped that.
Yeah.
Magic
Da-da-da-da.
marker.
Well, I ought to use a spoon in an episode, right?
What?
I ought to try to use a spoon as in an episode.
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
totally.
you could use a spoon.
Yeah.
I watched that episode today. That was pretty funny.
That's Shibozu.
Yes, and he
I got the Metacom 1/6 scale Hayata figure, and he comes with a beta capsule, but he comes with an alternate spoon you can stick in his hand.
That's fresh, man, fresh. Okay, we're so digressing.
That's
We
okay.
have really digressed.
Let's
We're
get
in
back
the-
to this guy. Let's get back to this guy so we can move on. Real quick, I'll just go quick. I love this figure. The color just popped. The detail is amazing. X Plus took their time to make sure they got this figure right because all the hairs on the back here, those are like intricately detailed and they look beautiful. David, when you take yours out, you're gonna be blown away. I love this figure and I can't wait to review it. I'll save everything else for the review. Bam. Everybody drink that's watching on YouTube.
Are we supposed to drink every time you say bam?
Well, some of the I think Tchaikovsky, Hartman, Ben. Sorry.
Hartman.
Laughing at that. They said every time I said bam, they would drink. So bam, 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 drink up. So
perfect.
Fun. So Gizora.
Oh, wait. John's drinking out of his Kaiju Sakaba Gamora mug, and that's.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, baby.
Yep, I gotta give you a refill on mine too.
Rich, you got yours too. Perfect.
Hey, hold on.
All right, while David's getting his, I'm gonna make a real quick announcement. I went apeshit on X Plus Ultraman figures, so expect a lot of Ultraman stuff from my end here.
Excellent.
David, which one do you have?
I have the Dango, Kieran.
They had that.
What are you
They had
pouring
that.
over there?
No, they didn't have it. They didn't have that at Osaka.
Oh,
That's from Kawasaki.
I got this with Kyle the first year at Tokyo.
Guys, we're so cute. We all brought our mugs.
yeah.
So precious.
Hey, Mike Tchaikovsky. Hi, Mike. Mike. Sorry, Mike. I'm sorry. I'm teasing you now.
Oh, Mike wants that. He wants that badly.
Yeah, he's gonna beat me up now.
Maybe.
Okay. Anybody want to add anything else to X Plus? Anything?
Are we going to talk about... Oh, wait. We have a whole section of new releases, don't we?
Well, I was just going to run through that, and we'll get into Marmits. That way we could,
Headquarters, or that's goes with the Japan talk.
What's that, David?
Headquarters, or that goes with the Japan talk.
Yeah. So, all right, so real quick, just to run down, who's getting the Yuji Sakai 30-centimeter Godzilla?
Definitely me.
This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not me.
Hell yes.
I'm getting Megaton though.
That's going to be beautiful. What else is coming out from X Plus? Yeah, we got this Yuji Sakai.
Oh, we got
All that Day Agostini stuff.
That was just announced. So I'm thinking, that's for 50th anniversary releases. So the Daimajin.
Yeah, that's a pretty good guess.
Yeah, So Daimajin's coming out. Jess is doing cartwheels or something.
Wait, you forgot about the 54 with the train diorama. That one's pretty.
That one.
That came out of nowhere. Where'd that come from?
Yeah. You know what's funny is that we were in X Plus HQ just maybe 2 months ago, whatever it was, and there's so much stuff that is being announced that we didn't even freaking know about. So
that came out of left field for me. I don't know. What the heck?
That's why they didn't let you in the first day you got there. They were hiding that stuff, and then they let you in the second day.
Yeah, they showed us the stuff that's really probably not coming out.
I am so damn jealous that you guys got to see all the new releases and can't.
I don't even think everything we saw in that room is coming out. I think there were a lot of sculpts in there that might not see the light of day. But there was a lot of really neat stuff that I wish would see the light of day. There were a ton of things that they told us that are going to happen that we didn't see realized yet. So, I mean, it's supposed to be a really great year this year.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
We did see some things that are going to make a lot of people very happy.
Showa?
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Was there any gigantic news?
Not that we can share.
That's what I thought.
The next one is
at least one or two.
The next one's going to be great. The next one is the one that I've wanted all along. So
that's what I'm hearing. So okay.
Maybe
King Kong. It's the lizard from King Kong versus Godzilla, isn't it? I knew it was.
It's his corns.
That's what the Rick version comes with.
Yeah, it's a giant Minya.
It's actually Kono from King Kong versus Godzilla.
I would buy an Udako in a moment.
I smile.
I would buy Skeeto's mom.
I bet you would. You'd buy her.
Nailed it.
I can totally back you up on that. Holy shit.
Tito's mom is okay in my
Everybody, Jamie Davies says hi.
Hey!
Hey, woo!
Hey.
I bought one thing from you.
Hola, senor.
Jamie is a class act. That's all I got to say. And so is Kumi, his wife.
Ooh, hey, Rich, what you got there?
Goldon.
What the hell's that?
Why don't you tell us a little bit about him?
Okay, so I had a box day today, and it included 3X Plus figures from Ultraman. One of them was Goldon. Okay, this was you know what? This is why I need to go back. I want to go back and watch the whole series again. That way, I could educate myself a little bit more on, you know, just finer details, not just about the monsters and whatnot, but like what episode he's from and whatnot. Just fine tune my knowledge. But Goldon is a kaiju from Earth. I know. Did you know? Because I got the Rick. I know the Science Patrol was using this awesome little drill ship where they
cool.
found Goldon.
That's awesome.
That's
But
really
yeah, so
I haven't seen it yet.
and then I got, where'd he go? Oh, I'm really excited about Evil Ultraman. He looks badass. So
Oh yeah, that's a great figure.
I'm really stoked. I was so happy. David, when I told you I got Zarab, was it Zarab?
Narabu.
Zarabu. Bought this from Dan Mason. What's up, Dan Mason? I got him. So, David, you said you got to get the Evil Ultraman. I was like, yes, you're right, I do. And I didn't want to tell you what kind of a nut I was being already, but it was already in the works. So, so now I have them to go together.
Yep. They were actually one and the same.
Damn it, there's a Evil Ultraman. Spoiler. God.
Spoiler.
All right, Sam, so you might want to cover your ears now.
Yeah, and then I picked up Geronimon, if I'm pronouncing that right. So I haven't got all his feathers in yet, which is, I think,
weird.
yeah,
Wait.
it's really. I can't wait to take pictures of him because he's got so many colors and everything. So this guy is really awesome. I was kind of like really looking for him on eBay and Yahoo Japan, but I found one on like eBay. It just sounds really fishy because the price was really low from somewhere in Hong Kong. I'm like, I wasn't comfortable with it. So these three that I got here today, I bought off of Mandarake, and they came in together. So
Yeah, they're awesome. You know,
yeah, I'm really stoked, and they were all Rick Boys too because Geronimon came with the small Pigmon, which is freaking adorable. I love it. He was adorable in this episode when he's in the toy store, you know, trying to talk and communicate with the Science Patrol. So I really love Pigmon. I have a figure of him coming too. Actually, my next box day, it's going to be my. I don't like. I guess I'm bragging, but my next box day is going to have the largest amount of figures in one box. It's going to have 11 X Plus figures in one box. It's like it's yeah. I'm not. I told you I went ape shit. So
You do that every single, like you told me, you do that at the same time every single year.
Yeah.
yeah. This is my yearly ritual. I said it to
You're a
John.
lucky woman, Jessica.
I remember when Rich got you were toying around with maybe getting an Ultraman X Plus figure, and you made some kind of a bet. I think, was it Brandon Shields?
Oh.
No, actually, oh my God, Tim Crane.
Yeah, oh my.
You know what? Holy shit. So, I made a bet with Tim Crane that if I bought more than 5 Ultra Kaiju, was it 3 or 5? Either way, it was like 3 or 5. We made a bet that if I bought more than 5 from...
Buy us all dinner.
Yeah, like it was like a 6-month time span up to G-Fest 21, I think it was. But then I was going to buy all his drinks at G-Fest. Now, I just so happened I didn't buy any more Ultra Kaiju because I did pick up Type B, Ultraman, and Jiras. But that was it. That's all I picked up. And now here's one of the other biggest reasons why I stayed away from Ultraman, because I knew once I start watching the show, especially if I grow a genuine passion for it, I'm gonna want to collect the figures. You know, David, I saw all of yours at your house when we were there in Seattle about a year and a half ago, and I was blown away by the difference in all the kaiju, especially compared to the Godzilla line. You know, the colors, the different shapes and sizes and everything. I really love them. So that's why, like, I finally bought Ultraman like a year and a half ago, or whatever, on DVD. I watched some episodes and I really fell in love with it. I think I remember talking to you guys. I'm like, oh my god, the ringtone, the ring with the phone rings, King Ghidorah's roar. I'm like, ah! I'm like, it was like, John, this is where I can relate to you, where you say it's total nostalgia for you. I am a big Showa fan. I love the Showa films. So going back, or going to watch Ultraman, it's like I just found like a whole bunch of Showa movies that I've never seen before, and I got goosebumps thinking about it right now. That's how much fun it is, and I was talking to Vince Elliott about this. What's up, Vince? If you're watching, and I told him I really have a genuine passion for the show. So, fast forward to Japan, we go to Ultraman Town, and that was really neat. I really loved like all the lights on the the Ultraman eyes on the light poles and everything. But it wasn't until we went to X Plus HQ that G Okamoto, who works at X Plus, he comes into their conference room area where all the X Plus figures are, and he comes with bags of figures, and he basically hands these two to me, and I'm like, I grabbed one, and then he tried to hand me the other one. I'm like, I can't take two, that's not fair. So then he goes and hands the other one.
I said to you, take those. Those are awesome.
I didn't know.
I said, why don't you take those now?
Yup. So I grabbed one, and then he's like, okay, fine. He hands the other one to Jess. So I'm like, all right, that works. Because we're making a funny story. So here's my thought process. G knew what he was doing. He was like, let's give this son of a bitch some X Plus Ultraman figures. Let's start reviewing them, and then people are going to want to start buying more X Plus Ultraman figures. So he knew what he was doing. And
that's what crack dealers do, actually.
Yeah. But now look at me. I'm going to have like close to 30 Ultraman figures here before next week, and it's going to be ridiculous. So
first one's free.
Yeah, you're like, no, Rich, your exact words were like, Dave, are these cool? I'm like, dude, those are
Dave, are these cool?
I said,
I love them.
Now, take them. If I didn't have them already, I would have been tackling you for them because those are great figures. Those
and I hold a whole lot more of I hold them to heart a whole lot more now, especially because I really do love Ultraman, and I'm gonna grow with the show. But especially that we got those figures right from X Plus, G Okamoto, like holy crap, like it's really, really awesome. So that's my X Plus story on Ultraman figures. So expect a lot of Ultraman reviews this year, and I cannot wait to do them. I really can't wait to do them.
It's fun.
Okay, so that's my stuff. What else? Any more X Plus talk before we move on?
No.
I think okay, yeah. Brian wants to get out of the X Plus. We'll touch briefly.
I'm reading what the people are saying. They're like Marmit time.
Okay, yeah. Marmit time. But we'll touch briefly on X Plus again when we talk about Japan. Okay.
Stop.
Yeah.
Time.
Okay.
Right.
So Marmit.
Want to do Marmit time?
Yeah, let's do Marmits. So Marmits, there's still plenty of releases coming from Japan. There's the Vinyl Wars line that Diamond's distributing here in a lot of comic book shops and online retailers. John, I know you're doing, some of them, right? Stanowski?
Are you selling them?
You're. I know you're.
You're not making them? Because you're making them here.
What?
Nothing.
Sorry. Anyway. So Marmits.
Just Metacom in general, just that line in general is very nice. I mean, it seems like it's maybe winding down, which sucks, because I think there's a lot of stuff they could still do.
Why do you think it's winding down?
I mean, the last couple of waves haven't been nearly as figure heavy as when it started out, you were getting like 6 or 7 figures per wave. Now you're getting like 3. Or they're kind of spacing them funny too. Like they'll announce 2 figures and then they'll add 2 more figures a month later, but it'll all be in that same wave. Like whereas before they were just look at all these figures that were really. I don't know if it's I don't know. There's a ton of Marmit figures that could easily be reissued. I think. I mean, the Angle is 68, Rodan. There's a ton of Godzilla. Godzilla 68 could. Godzilla 67 would be an awesome reissue. It seems like they're doing another Godzilla 89, which they just kind of just did. The G2K figure seems to be rehashed a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if they did another 95 this year.
Have they reissued any of the Parababies, or are they all?
No, God, I wish they would do the
I
Parababies.
would love to see
Man,
that.
that would be awesome.
I would love to see that for sure.
Diamond reissued a couple at the beginning of the line. You can buy them in places in the U.S. that boxed them like they did some of the other Vinyl Paradise Marmets. But
did,
it's like it was the 54 and the 55, but that was a while.
Yeah, you're right. They did do those too. Yeah, they did. And they haven't done a lot of Vinyl Paradise either. And I mean, I can kind of understand why. Vinyl Paradise is sort of it bridges the gap between like hyper stylized and realistic. Like you can look at a Marmit and a Monster Heaven Marmit, and even if it's like blue and pink, the sculpt itself, you can still look at it and be like, okay, I see what they did with the sculpt. But with the Vinyl Paradise stuff, which I love, it's really, really exaggerated and cartoony. So I can kind of see why they might not run or reissue those. I wish they would. I think they're awesome, but I can see why they wouldn't. But I mean, you take a figure like the '84 Godzilla that they did. It's not really, it's not an X plus, but it's a freaking awesome figure, and it captures the look of that suit. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful. It's every bit as good. The blue reissue.
Yeah. Here.
Yeah, it's of the Vinyl Wars '84. Rich has one there too.
Yep. Right here.
It's every bit as good as the initial release, in my opinion. And
I mean, it captures the suit. I mean, it looks like
the sci-fi.
What it's supposed to look like. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, is it cartoony a little bit? Sure, but that pretty much accurately captures, I think, what the Godzilla '84, '85 to me was. You know what I mean? So that's an awesome figure.
Yeah, I love it.
I was pretty skeptical about the Vinyl Wars line when they first announced it because the photos that they show don't do it justice.
No, well, this one is shown as being a lot, almost a lot lighter of a blue, and it's almost black and a little bit of blue in it. And I know some people were pretty annoyed with it. I know like Nev was kind of pissed off about it, and it does seem like their pre-production photos don't match what actually comes out. But if you don't have this figure, are you really going to complain because, this figure wasn't light blue, as opposed to I'd rather pay $300 for, the original when you can get this one for $80, $80 bucks. I mean, you can't beat that.
I think I got mine for like $50 from Midtown Comics.
They really did a good job on this line, and actually, I think it was just Kyle. It was the first couple nights we were in Japan. We went to Monster Lab, and we actually saw the Megaton in person.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Megaton.
And I'll tell you what, Brian, it's beautiful. They nailed it. The colors are like vibrant and beautiful. It's so cool. Like that.
They did a really nice job with it.
I was stoked to see it in person, and when it eventually makes it to this, part of the world, I think the collectors are going to be really happy with it, with the way it turned out, because it's really, really nice. It's undeniably nice.
Hey, Brian.
Yo.
That kid Trey Miles, he's gonna draw Marmit figures for you and give them to you.
I'm sitting here trying to figure out who this is. I'm like, who is the guy with the
Godzilla Japanese 909.
Yeah.
He's gonna.
Then this guy here just came out. I just got this guy. Everybody's talking about their box days. I got this guy this week.
Nice.
And he's and normally and I'm kind of weird about this guy. Normally with my Marmits, I don't really care that they're not suit accurate color-wise, but for some reason I really wanted this guy's face to be the right color, and it's not, so it kind of bugs me. So this is going to Steve.
It's okay.
We're gonna do something cool, but we're gonna do something cool with it. It's gonna be cool. We have a plan. Yeah, but otherwise, this is a really great figure. I mean, and again, to find the original on Yahoo Japan, you're gonna pay a lot for it. So to pay $90 for this and to be able to have Steve fix it up, I mean, you can't really beat that. And that's a cool figure, right?
You're gonna have a one of a kind that no one else is gonna have.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. So
Godzilla has how I got started. So I mean, that thing is awesome.
Yeah, it's really a cool figure. I mean, for the price of this figure, you could buy 3 of the original and send it to Steve and have all 3 of them differently customized. You could have one done as Mugar with the red, whatever he had. What do you have? Red horns coming out of his. I mean, there's all kinds of.
That'd be cool.
Right? Wouldn't that be cool? And that's not even what I'm doing. So think about how cool mine's gonna be.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah. See, there you go.
Yeah. Oh, he's gone. He's out of here. He's just in and out. In and out, that space monkey.
Was blue the original color of that thing's face? I can't remember. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's blue. That's the only other version, right? Is that one?
Yeah, that's the only one they made. It's like a turquoise. It's
But even that's not suit accurate, but it's closer than brown. I mean, this kind of looks like if Joe Schmo walked in off the street, they would just probably think this was like a Planet of the Apes toy. You know?
It's cool though. I actually like that it's different because if you ever find one of the originals, you'll have two completely different looking figures.
This
Even
is
though
true.
it's going to be customized, but
Yeah, well, this is definitely getting customized, and I'm not even a pro. I'm generally not a I'm going to get my stuff customized guy, but this one's definitely getting customized.
It'll look cool.
I'm nitpicky as shit.
There's actually a Parababy one that they released that came out.
Yeah, I have that one, and that one's fucking awesome.
He's really cool. He's green, and he's pretty sweet. I've got him. And that's the only damn dirty ape that I have.
The only figure of that thing that I have is the Rick that came with the X Plus, but we're not talking about X Plus.
That's a good
Definitely not talking X Plus.
Brian, I have a question for you. Are you going to Apes reissues of the two Kongs from Jim? Because
Am I getting the Apes reissues of the two Kongs? I should.
You should. I have the original ones, and they're some of my favorite.
I know.
They're very monster heaven. They're wonderful.
Wonderful.
They're really cool. Are they in scale with the Marmit stuff?
They are. They are.
I'm getting the 67. I'm super psyched.
Are you?
If you put those on a shelf with Marmit Monster Heaven, they look like they're from the same line.
Oh, it's so cool.
ELYs and everything.
You may be selling one. You may be selling me one right now. In that case, I don't know. I'm thinking about. I also kind of want the. We're not talking about X Plus, but there's an X Plus that I might want. But
Ooh, I'm interested in hearing this.
well, I mean the Angelus and the Gigan are both coming out, so it's sort of.
You should.
Much as a big fan of Gigan as I am, I should get the 30, but I don't. I'm such a 25 centimeter nut. I'm probably not going to do it. I don't know. I might change my mind. Who knows?
If you really want to know the scale of the apes, okay, if you put the 62 Kong next to the Marmit 62, it's too big. The Kong's too big.
Yeah.
But the Pilot Ace 62 is perfect.
That's a road I can't go down. I can't go down the Pilot Ace road. I promised myself I'm not doing that.
Pilot Ace is awesome.
Yeah, I might get one. I don't know.
I'm a huge fan of Pilot Ace.
Pilot Ace is good. I'm on the fence with the apes. I'm not sure yet. We'll see.
I think you should do it, man. I'm telling you right now, you should do it. At least one of them.
Do it.
Do it. All right, I'll do it.
And Brian, his comes with the signatures too, right?
What's that?
Why not? Right?
Yeah, they come with the signatures.
So
Yeah.
Kyle, you're getting Linda Miller's signature, right?
Yeah, I think it's Linda Miller. I think it's a
a
whole bunch. I think it's Linda Miller, Akira Takarada, and Haruo Nakajima, but I'm not. Don't quote me on that just yet.
I think you're right.
Oh, for that, yeah.
And I think for Brian, if you're thinking about it too, the price that he's charging is almost what I paid for a figure with no.
It's a really good price, and you get a signature. So yeah, it is. It's definitely not a bad price at all. So we'll see. You know, and you got Monster Mania coming up, and I know some of us are. John, are you going to Monster Mania? Bumpus?
I'm going to Monster Mania.
Are you really?
Yeah, I fucking bought my plane ticket last week.
Get the hell out of here.
So you're going to LA? You're going to Monster Mania LA?
No, Monster Mania is in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. It's going to be my first time in
Freaking
Jersey.
beautiful. Oh my god.
But it's right across the river from Philly, right?
Oh man, jug handles. It's
Wait,
monster.
Jug handle.
David, Monster Palooza's in LA.
Oh, Monster Palooza. Sorry.
I think there's a good chance I'm going.
To Monster.
Well, my question about Monster Mania is, do you think there's going to be a exclusive Desugoji?
I don't know.
Things to
Is
ponder.
that a normal thing in those cons?
It's when Satsuma's there. Generally, there is a Desugoji.
So Kyle, I didn't know you were going to that. That's news to me. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
David, and why aren't you going? Go into his luggage.
I didn't even know about it. I thought this was Monster Palooza. I didn't even know about a monster.
You should come.
Well, for anyone who was wondering before I was so rudely interrupted, no, I am not going. I'll be staying here.
I will not be going either.
Don, I don't think I'm going either, so it's okay.
It's all right, man.
G-Fest is already. That's where it's at.
We'll be at G-Fest. Well,
I'm not gonna lie, man. G-Fest is a really good time. Monster Mania in August this year was a freaking blast. I had a really good time at Monster.
I had a good time in beginning of August last year. That was great, except for one weird thing that happened, but we're not going to talk about that.
What?
Well, we want to know now.
Yeah,
you brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't they have any bullshit out here in the Northwest, man? Seriously. Come on.
That one weird thing that happened when you were rooming with Rich? What the hell? Oh, this sounds like a scandal.
No, the one weird thing that happened when we were in.
Oh.
He's freezing.
When when we were about to see the panel, you guys were there. You saw
I know what you're talking about.
Huh?
Hang on, I got you.
Oh. He's watching probably, so be nice.
Oh, never mind then.
Let me ask you, John, are you going to G-Fest this year?
I reserved a room. I don't know, but if I'm going to try. I just
thought you were going, man.
John, that's what's that, like a 15-minute drive from your house?
What? Wait, did you say G-Fest or Monster Mania?
No, Monster Mania.
Oh, hell yeah!
All right, cool.
G-Fest, not Fit.
G-Fest. Oh, we're talking about Monster Mania now.
All right.
We're talking about Marmits.
Marmits and stylized in general, Metacom stuff. I mean, they've also done M1 reissues. They've done Marathon reissues. They've done a lot of good stuff. If you want to get into the stylized, I kind of hope they don't do that.
Imagine that would
suck so bad.
That would suck if they reissue that.
They're not going to do that.
They're not going to do that. I don't think.
I hope
if you want to get into the stylized stuff, though, you cannot go wrong with the Metacom stuff.
No reason they are not going to do that. They're not going to.
No, they're not going to do it. I know they're not going to do it.
This guy right here, M1. Brian, when I was at your house, this is the reason why I got this figure because
from seeing him at my house, dude, he's so
awesome. I'm like, I want that, and
he's so awesome.
This figure.
And I remember seeing a kid running around at G-Fest with one of those, and I was like, no, stop, you're going to break it, that's too much, stop.
This figure is just beautiful, so if anybody's looking for a Megaguirus figure, this is the one to get. It's the biggest one there is. I think it totally beats the Bandai version. I mean, it's just menacing.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
Love it.
It looks better than the one they used in the movie. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. And I love that movie. I'm a big fan of that movie. The first half of that movie is great.
First half.
Hey!
Greetings, everyone.
Robert!
Are my Kaiju comrades?
Marmits, though, there is, I mean, the best Marmit figure that came out this year, does anybody have any guesses to what that figure might be of 2015, if we're going to talk about Marmits in 2015?
Two right behind your head that you won.
Those two?
Wow, that's a tough one. I mean, the 8 is definitely up there.
Hi, James Hartman. How are you?
Ouch. Okay, that hurts, man. That really hurts.
I find it awesome that there's two of us that won these figures.
I know. But you also have to give props to Mike Johnson. Dude, Mike Johnson's figure is freaking badass. It's really, really good.
You gotta understand, I was standing in between Brian and Rich when they both won.
This one?
The look on your face, David.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one.
This was one of those things where it was like, I didn't really know if I wanted it, and then when they started doing the drawing, I was like, I really freaking want that, and if I don't win, I'm going to be really pissed off.
I was standing between you and Rich, and you both had winning tickets. I wanted that more than winning the fucking Powerball.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far.
I don't know, man. If somebody was like, oh, you can win the Powerball or have these two, you could, yeah.
You're right. Never mind.
I take the Powerball and
let's
then
not
offer
sleep on this figure. This is a great figure.
It is. I have it. It's really nice.
It is good.
I was skeptical about it. I'm like, another Desu Goji, and then when you see it in person,
it's really nice.
It's really nice. It's a great
I actually would love. How cool would it be if they did for this G? How great would it be to do like a King Ghidorah? You know, the Marmit Monster Heaven King Ghidorah.
Great.
Wait, which one?
For G-Fest, for like a G-Fest exclusive. Maybe do the you know, the fireball birth scene. You could have him start clear and going up into red and orange. I think that'd be a freaking awesome figure.
Oh, CCP did a really cool version like that.
I'm trying to figure out which Marmit monster having King Ghidorah. I don't know if I'm familiar with that one.
They need to do something that coordinates with the
that one here.
Fast.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, yeah, that thing. That's awesome, Brian.
Yeah. So.
It should be something Gargantuan Wizard or Frankenstein or Sea Monster because that's 66.
Or Daimajin.
Or
Baragon.
Baragon. Not Baragon.
Anything that Akira Takarada is in is fine by me.
Yeah.
Because he's coming this year. That'd be cool to get something that he was in, then get it signed by him. That'd be sick.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, G-Fest. So Takarada's going at this G-Fest?
How awesome is that?
Sure is.
Yep.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yes. Where have you been, David? Where have you been?
Robert, I am not Mr. G-Fest, as you know. You are Mr. G-Fest. I am not.
No, yeah, the guest list is really good. Takarada is on the list, and it's been a while since I've seen him, so that'll be cool.
Oh man,
It
Brian,
hasn't been that long since you've seen him.
Well, couple of years. Come on.
Takarada is so fun.
Exactly.
he was so cool to us in April.
Man, he is a
Dude,
class.
he's the best. He is so awesome. I'm very.
If I had half of his energy at his age, I'm good.
Yeah, dude, he's the man.
He's awesome.
He is classy as shit.
Yeah, we had fun. We had fun in Japan with him for sure.
Oh, you don't have to see him in Japan.
He's a fun guy. What other Metacom releases? You got the GMK that just recently came out, which actually you can probably get at your local comic book store unless you live in bumfuck Pennsylvania like I do, and your comic book store doesn't carry anything. But
they don't have them in Nashville either.
Yeah. I have to drive like 45 minutes to get to my closest comic book store.
Dang, they don't got shit down here neither.
We've got plenty of comic book stores. They just don't carry any of the good stuff.
Yeah.
No, it's crazy. There's nothing up here either.
Okay.
All right. They did the giant Marmit 62, which.
Ooh, and the
freaking
Hedorah too.
Yeah, and the Hedorah, which is awesome. The Megaton, which is coming out. If Michael Tchaikovsky would get me mine from Vampire Robots, I'd be thrilled. I'm just kidding, Michael. I know it's coming.
What colorway did they do on the 62? It's like bluish and green, isn't it?
On the 62, yeah, I think it is blue and green. I think the one that Bumpus has is the one I have.
I think we have the same one. Somebody else has the same one we do too.
I do. I have the same one.
Yeah, I have that one too. Yeah, that's a great one.
I love this one.
You got there, John. That's sick.
Yeah, this is my favorite colorway of that figure by far. The one that Metacom's doing is a lot flashier, but it still looks really nice. It's actually the same paints that they love using on pretty much every figure. It's the same as they're using at the Megaton.
John,
Brian, that's the one you got autographed, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he's freaking awesome.
so much more money.
Hey, John, you saw the Megaton in Japan, yes?
Yeah, they had it bagged at one of the Mandrakes that Brandy and I went to for a second time. They didn't have it the first time we all went there, and then when we were perusing around on one of our last days after most people had left, they had one in the bag, and it's really cool. It's like it glows in the daylight. It's insane. The painting is really awesome.
Brian, you're gonna be stoked when you see it. It's really good.
Yeah, it's
yeah, I can't
really
wait to get it. I was always kind of unimpressed when I saw pictures of it, and then I went to Brandon Shields' house on the way to G-Fest, and I saw it, and it's considerably more impressive in person than it is in pictures. In pictures, it kind of looks too thin or kind of wonky. I don't know, but
You didn't see the one in G-Fest that I was holding the whole time? It was Mark
Jaramillo's.
I was holding that thing the whole time.
Yeah. I had seen it right before that, and then Mark was selling his at G-Fest, and that's a freaking great figure. And honestly, man, if you're gonna get it for the price that they're, what's that figure go for before on Yahoo Japan? What was that thing going for? $800?
$800 to $1,000. The guy that I helped sell a bunch of stuff last year, Lyle, sold his for $1,250 recently.
Holy shit!
And that was one of the more common colorways. If you can find somebody that wants it, they'll pay whatever they've got.
I'll pay $300 for mine, which is
not a common figure. Well, I had one ordered through Cherkowski, but it was coming out right when we were in Japan. It just wasn't going to work out. So Jeff's
it's not out yet, though. That's a problem.
Brian, John, it's not here yet. It's not even.
No, it's still not here.
It's shown up yet.
It was something else to do with paying for it at the same time at the trip.
It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be out right when you were going to Japan, but with Diamond, you just never know.
It's no big deal. Jeff Store now gets one now.
Yes.
I found my giant though. I've always wanted. Actually, I think the box is right back there. Yeah, the Aoshima Anguirus. That's the giant I've always wanted. So.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Hey, John, can you hold him up? Can we see the scale next to you?
I have him sitting over here. He's so big.
Just such an emergency.
He's like a puppy size.
Yes.
Wow. Oh man, that thing's thick.
He's freaking beautiful.
That is big, yeah.
That's based off the 72, right?
He just going.
Keith, look how big that is.
That's like a Boston Terrier.
Like puppy size.
Yeah, he's huge.
I want a pet Anguirus. Come on. Make it happen.
John Stakowski, thank you for this earlier. Quite nice.
Oh yeah, man, for sure. Isn't that a cool figure?
It is good. I don't even particularly like this suit, but that's a good figure.
It's not one of the best Monster Heavens. It's a lot more stylized than a lot of the other ones, but in that colorway, I think it looks really sharp.
Yeah, it's good.
You have good taste, my friend. Always have.
Yes, yes.
Hey, let me
Very late, John. I run upstairs. Too many toy rooms.
Oh, John.
Let me do a quick shameless plug. Quick shameless plug. We will be doing G-Fest, Fresh Vinyl Live at G-Fest this summer, FYI. Fresh Vinyl Live will return to G-Fest.
Do we get a bigger room this time?
I hope so. I'll be talking with the G-Fest.
I heard it was going to be in the stadium where the Bears play.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
It's so big, yeah.
My ego's not that big.
Dude, that was a blast last year. That was way too much fun.
It was a really good time last year. I had a blast.
I didn't say enough.
You'll have.
That's debatable, Sam.
You made up for it the rest of the
Debatable.
Oh, what was that, Kyle?
Okay, so what else have we got about Marmit? Anything else before we move on to SH Monster Arts?
Yeah, that's when I'm out. I got nothing to say about that.
It's my
I
jam.
don't know that there's much left to say about Marmit, other than, again, if you want to get into it, Metacom's the way to go. There's no shame in, starting out with Metacom stuff. I mean, you got to start somewhere. There's also some Gigabrain stuff that's coming out. Mike Johnson can get you some of that. There's another Hazawa Gumi.
The 89, right?
Gumi. Yeah, the 89 that Mike Johnson is. I don't know if he's still taking pre-orders on them or not. I got myself on the list yesterday for one.
I think you said the last day was yesterday.
Yeah.
Was the last day yesterday? Then just forget what I just said. I'll just shut the hell up.
Yeah. Hey, you were right. You were there.
Some of those Hazawa Gumi.
Mike Johnson will be cussing me like all day tomorrow. Like, Jesus, who said I was still taking pre-orders on these things?
Everybody shut the fuck up.
Some guy on the internet.
Jackass on the internet.
Guy on that there internet.
It must be true if it's on the internet.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they would never lie.
From what I gather, this G-Fest will be the G-Fest of Marmit. So if you want to get Marmits, this will be the G-Fest to get them.
Because then we can all look just like you.
That's right.
I think Marmit's making a Spanky figure.
I wish they would, honestly.
I wish they would.
Yeah.
Should I buy that? Damn.
Sign me up.
Can he make mac and cheese? I'll take 3.
All right, let's talk about SH Monster Arts real quick.
All right, I'm leaving.
I don't have any pictures up. Jessica Etchells, what's doing? You were supposed to be sitting here with me right now.
Wait, where's Jessica?
Wait, what?
Where is Jessica?
Jessica Etchells?
Yeah.
She's on the screen somewhere.
All right, Mrs. Fresh Vinyl's inside, but Jessica Etchells, she was going to come up from Rhode Island. She's only about an hour and a half drive from me. So
Around.
she had some car trouble, but we were going to do the SH Monster Arts stuff together here with everybody.
Hey, John, look, it's your little Mothra you gave us.
Oh, yeah. I included a surprise. Brian, did you get your surprise?
Dude, I did. I had to go dig through my trash to get that because I looked. I
taped it to the top of the stuff.
No, dude, it was not. It was buried. I was like,
That's all right. One of the last times I bought something
there was
from
something
David,
else in this box.
he sent me this awesome little diorama, and I
That
told
is
him
an awesome diorama.
I did this exact same thing.
I was like, I think John told me there was something else in this box.
Wait,
And then I went back and I looked through
searched through it for an hour, but there's nothing in there.
Yeah, and so I went and I looked and I was like digging through the packaging and I was like, "There's nothing in this box." Like it was literally so like wedged in between.
It's a little. It was a little Kiryu, SD Kiryu.
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
I'm glad you found it though.
I did. I was very happy. I was like, I'm glad I dug through my trash in the cold for this.
You could set him with the Godzilla. That's what I did.
Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do.
So while you guys are talking about that, Steve, what do you think of John DeSantis's Sakai Kiryu Goji? Have you seen it?
I've seen it along the process. He's not finished, is he?
No, but it's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it is. It is. I did one recently, and it was done to order, and I like how it came out. The owner is a really cool guy, fun to work with. Because when I paint, I'm not, I'm not the bug man. I'm not the guy you hire to come and spray insects. I enjoy working with the client. I enjoyed working with you, David. I always enjoy the process because it's a special piece to whoever's going to have it, and it's got to live in your collection. So I've really enjoyed the process. But he definitely had some things he wanted done. So it's not. I don't think the one I did is 1000% suit accurate to the film, but it was definitely what he wanted. You know what I mean?
Wasn't it a Sakai?
It was the Sakai. Apparently, there's only like 45 made. It's one that's never been reissued, the one that I did. But John's is coming along.
John's is
going to be brilliant.
Absolutely one of the, in my opinion, one of the most sought after model kits of last year and this year. It's a beautiful kit, and I can't wait to see it finished. I really can't.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got a little sidetracked there.
Speaking of that, David, aren't you messing around with something similar?
I am taking my X Plus 30 centimeter, which is, by the way, my first X Plus Godzilla I ever got. And I was bothered by the head looking up, and I sort of
I agree.
I customized it so the head's sort of looking straight ahead, and I repainted the teeth and the mouth, and I think it's coming along pretty nice. Of course, you'll see some photos of that.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the finished project, man. I always love seeing your work.
Thank you,
David. I'm going to hit you up when I get to this, okay?
Oh yes, one of my favorite Sakai sculpts to do. It ain't easy, but it's fun.
I will be hitting you up.
Yes, please do. Anytime.
Yes. Soon.
Okay. Cool.
You'd be surprised what's. You can't see all the boxes, but these are all kits I'm working on. This is my my model den.
Ooh, is there a Megalon back there?
There is a Megalon.
Oh, you know what? I knew that was coming.
Of course you did. James, that was for you, man.
It hasn't been golded yet, but you can see that the eyes are chromed, so they'll get an airbrushing over so that it shines through metallic.
Nice. You are the master, my friend.
Yes,
I don't know about that.
And David, how's that 66 coming along?
All right. I'm going to take one more second of your time, people. The 66, people have been asking for a tutorial on how to build model kits. So I'm actually going to use John's 66 Marmit kit as my tutorial. So I'm going to do step-by-step how to do a vinyl model kit with photos. I'm not going to do video. I'm going to do photos step-by-step as if it's like a Japan. So I'm going to do it slowly, but I'm going to do the washing, the trimming, the painting, the whole jazz. So,
that's
yes,
John.
John.
I'm very excited. I can't wait, man. I'm going to write a piece up on Scrayonk and everything. We're going to get it out there. It's going to be awesome.
I mean, David, Steve, y'all need to get a YouTube channel so you can do some awesome videos, man. Freaking tutorials on how to do stuff. That'd be sick.
Rich,
we need to do
if this
one
wasn't show enough for you, this is for Rich.
Wait, hold on a minute.
What is that?
Oh!
Wait, what is, I can't tell you.
It's Frankenstein picking up Baragon.
Oh, man.
Oh, by the way, John, you look great.
Who's that?
Oh, man.
Look at John's face.
You'd be surprised what I have here. And it all goes to different homes.
Hey, Steve. Trust me. I'm gonna be planning the Vegas vacation probably not before long with Mr. James Hartman and anybody else that's out there on the West Coast that wants to come to Vegas and hit it up. But Steve, we will be paying a visit to your house.
I really wish you would. I hope you're serious.
I am serious. I've been wanting to go to Vegas for a while, even if it was it doesn't even have to be a whole week, but if we get out to Vegas, we will be stopping by.
The invitation is open.
I want to see all your toys.
The invitation is open. That is as sincere as I can be. Hartman knows he's always welcome as well.
I drag his ass with me, so that's just hands down.
I'll see him in about 3-4 weeks probably. And David, yes.
Yes.
Open invite, gentlemen. Come out.
Fresh Vinyl live from Steve's house. That's what's up.
Yep. Anytime.
I'll actually be in Las Vegas next month on my way to Hawaii.
There you go.
See, here's what I'd love to do. I'd love to go around the country doing videos in people's houses of their collections. Brian, it was awesome. No, I'm not gonna I loved doing that. Just to go off back a little bit.
Do it this year.
I wish we did it at your house when we were there. I wish we thought of it, but I had so much fun just letting Brian. You went through. We went through your whole room. If anybody's watching, go check out the video that we did at
It's
Brian's.
just so funny how my room is completely different now too. It's so funny.
I got to come back and we'll do an update video then. That's what's up.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool if you went across the country to Philly, to Seattle, to Las Vegas, to Tennessee, to I don't know where you live, Robert, somewhere in the Midwest, right? Where?
I'm in Michigan.
Michigan, Portland.
Yeah, man. I would love. See. This is why Fresh Vinyl exists, because we're sitting here, we're talking toys, we're talking a hobby. Obviously, all of us has been together at some point or another. We love this. We have a passion for it. So to share certain, to do what we did at Brian's house, hell yeah. If we could do it with other people, I would totally sign me up for that. Fresh Vinyl
that was pretty freaking cool that we did that. And we were pretty. Weren't we really super hungover and tired?
No, actually, when we did that video, I finally felt better that day at that time.
Oh, that was right before you left. We did that video. You're right.
Yeah, because I was destroyed.
You were really hungover the day before.
Yeah, that was bad.
Oh, that was a bad scene.
Tell me that story, Rich. Holy crap.
Oh boy.
Anyway, that's for another time.
You ever see that movie, The Green Slime?
Hey, it's because you and Dutch, I said I just wanted beer, and you guys, come in, we're doing shots of Fireball. And I'm like, and somehow I managed to find another Fireball bottle in your
I found my Fireball somehow, too.
I don't remember that. Anyways, moving on. So, what's up, David?
I said Fireball, man. What is up with that? I can't do that.
It's so good.
Don't. It was fun in college, and now it is not.
Now there's Jack Daniel's apple cider, apple something, which is pretty good too.
Nothing gives you a hangover quite like Fireball. It is pure sugar. It's like drinking syrup.
Yeah, I'll agree.
I don't know. At Monster Mania, I drank Fireball and rum chata one night.
And what?
Rum chata.
What the fuck is that?
I thought
it's like a milky sort of a rum.
No.
And it tasted like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. In fact, it's called. I think it's actually called.
That's awesome.
that actually sounds pretty awesome.
So listen, kids, when your parents aren't home, get the Fireball and rum chata and party down.
Dude, Brian, don't encourage them. Goddamn.
Nailed it.
When you guys
I learned this on Fresh Vinyl Live.
Yeah, that's right. Buy toys and alcohol. You'll be happy for the rest of your life.
Hey,
You'll enjoy the toys much more with
out there. Greg's watching. What's up, Greg?
When you guys do the Fireball, we're going to be doing single malt cigars, right, John?
What's up, Greg?
Yeah, baby.
Oh, I don't ever want to see a cigar again.
That'll be for Chicago. Ladies and gents, I've got to go. Speaking of alcohol, love you all. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye, John.
Bye.
Later, John.
Okay, John.
I'm not going to drink, children. That was a joke. I'm going to go play with my toys.
Bye.
Okay.
Hey, real quick. Let's get back to the toys real quick. We'll just interject with some toy talk. Because what we do. SH Monster Arts, GMK Godzilla is coming out.
Yeah.
It was announced just a few days ago.
What was?
Yeah, SH Monster Arts has kind of been not for nothing, just static. Or not static. Standstill. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
Stagnant.
Boring.
Stagnant. There you go.
Yeah, it has been really lame. I'm pretty psyched about these. I don't like. I'm a notorious SH Monster Arts hater.
Has anyone seen the face yet, or just the foot?
Just the foot. They just showed the foot. So.
Oh, I thought that's all we were getting.
Yeah, they're gonna
Actually, yeah, they're just gonna release the foot. So.
Who did that? That's funny.
I think there's an effects thing you can do.
I like that. That's funny.
But yeah, SH Monster Arts, the only thing they have done in the past few months is the repaint Godzilla 64 and the the repaint King Ghidorah.
Poster version Ghidorah.
Wait, did they do a repaint of the 2000 also? Or was that
repaint 2000?
You know, this is the line that I collect religiously. And they had announced last year that everything, for the most part, other than Gamera and the Mecha King Ghidorah, were going to be repaints. It was going to be a light year. It was going to be a repaint year leading to 2016 because of the new film. 2016 is the year that the line's supposed to take back off with a lot of new sculpts. So I wasn't that surprised, but I was really happy to see the GMK.
I wonder if we're ever going to see any more show ever again.
No.
I want them so badly. Like I said, this is my line. I really want Showa badly, but apparently the 64 didn't sell poorly, but it undersold their expectations, from what I understand.
I wasn't a big fan of it.
Yeah, so they think that the market isn't there, but let's hope they do, because again, I would cut off a finger for a 62.
Dude, if they came out with a freaking Jet Jaguar, I would lose my damn mind.
Yep, I'd buy every single one.
Undersold expectations because it was it was just such a smallish, sort of disappointing figure.
The size didn't bother me, but it bothered a lot of people.
I mean, if that figure was $45, I think it would have sold like crazy. I would have, you know what I mean?
I think that's what I paid actually.
$50 or something? How much was that thing?
Aren't they like $75, $80?
You can find deals, and I have a direct account, so.
How do you do that?
No, they're really nice figures, except for they're very fragile. And when you pose them, I try to pose them at certain ways. They always lose a piece or two, and that's the frustrating part. The detail is great. I love them, and I love the fact that they can be posed. But every time I try to move my 64's tail, like a little scale, like a link comes out and it pops away, and I'm like,
I don't have that problem with mine. That I know other people have.
That's one of the biggest issues with me and SH Monster Arts. I love it. I only have one of them. It's the very first one that ever came out, the '94 Godzilla.
Yeah.
But
nice.
I can't invest in these things because for the price that they're worth, and or the price that they're selling these things for, and how fragile they are, or a lot of them, I can't invest money in something like that to gamble whether or not this really cool, accurate figure might just, fucking blow up if I blow on it. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I collect Hot Toys, which are much more expensive and much more fragile, so the Monster Arts to me are not that big a deal.
Right. I mean, just the issue, like when King Ghidorah came out, I heard some stories about just dude come home one day and there's a wing on the floor.
Yeah, people were breaking the wings right out of the box.
And 2 hours screwing around with the head and the wings, and then you have to hold it in a certain way. When you get the head popped on, then the wing pops off like immediately. Like you're like, dude, are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, they had a lot of problems with that figure.
Yeah.
So hopefully, has the reissue, the new King Ghidorah, has it come out yet, or is
Yes.
It just came out like a couple weeks ago, or a month, or whatever it's been.
It's out in the States as of yesterday.
I haven't seen any pictures or anything online that people have posted like, holy shit, look at this thing!
Well, I'm just curious if they fixed the wing issue. Like, did they address that? Because if they reissued
it... As I understand it, they have, and some of the later run of the first issue have a wing fix. There's a different, larger peg inside so it doesn't break.
Good.
I was curious about that. What was the biggest issue behind it? Is because it came down to a fine point on the back and it just wasn't sturdy enough to hold on to the thing?
It's the way the pins connect inside. They kind of stick out. I mean, if I had one in mind, I could pop right now. I could pop it open. You could see it.
Right.
But it's the way those tabs are. It's just, you know, I've worked in the toy business a long time, and sometimes you engineer these really great things, and the test shots work out great, and give the factory the go-ahead to push the button, and they'll use a brittle plastic. They'll use a thinner plastic. Anything they can shave a few cents on at the factory is what happens. What ships is not what you expected, and it happens a lot.
Like with the Bandai Great Monster Series figure, that thing was man.
Which one?
The
Great Monster
Series. I have that.
Yeah, that's a great example. You know, it's known as the broken wing Ghidorah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have one upstairs. I understand.
I have fragile wings.
Yeah.
Problem is,
super fragile.
Wanted that. That's one of the things I've always wanted one.
But it wasn't just the wings on the SH Monster Arts King Ghidorah. When I took mine out of the box, I had a head and a neck pop off. It's just a common thing with King Ghidorahs because it's the same problem I have with the X Plus. So, hey, it's fixable.
Yeah.
How cool would it be if SH Monster Arts came out with a Kaiju Daisenso set?
Oh man!
Dude. Or Destroy All Monsters set. Can you imagine that?
Anything
that would be amazing, but at least there's only 3 in a Kaiju.
Let's reiterate what you just said.
Anything Showa would. Obviously, I'm pretty sure that I think all of us here would buy that. You know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure all of us want a Gabra.
See, but here's the thing. I think all of us here know this, and anybody watching, if you don't know, you know, the biggest thing is that there's not an interest in Japan for Showa Godzilla films. You know, the generation that is collecting Godzilla figures in Japan grew up with mostly the Heisei and the Millennium films. So there's just not enough pull. Where here in America, us Western fans that supposedly they say they don't care about, or from what some people assume, that we're more show oriented. You know, I mean, at least within our group of friends. So.
Well, you know, Rich, I've also been told that a huge chunk, if not the majority, of the Monster Art sales are here in the States, and we're really keeping it going.
So why don't they? You would think that they would. Hey, look, these guys obviously are our biggest consumers, so we should market something to them that we know they're going to eat up. I mean, you drop an SH Monster Arts Titanosaurus. You know, imagine how much of that figure is going to sell.
Yeah.
They could somehow make it.
Mecha Godzilla 74, 75.
Exactly.
That's the one really, if we get another one, that's the one I'd expect because the other Mecha Godzilla sold so well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it'll never happen. It's just the rumblings I hear that they're really lukewarm on it. So let's hope that changes.
A Mecha Godzilla 74 would be awesome.
Yeah. The other ones are really well done toys. Yeah. But I tell you, Rich, along with that GMK image that we got, God, I really hope they make the rest of them, but I would not hold my breath. I think it's going to become a Godzilla-centric line.
Yeah.
You don't think they're going to do Baragon and King Ghidorah and Mothra from that?
I don't think so, and it's funny that, the picture, the first teaser picture they put up was the cropped image of the poster, and you'll notice that Baragon was completely cropped out. Right?
That sucks, because I don't collect Monster Arts. I would get those 4 figures if
Let's
they would
hope
do
so.
It. But I'm likely to just buy the one on the hope that they're going to do all 4.
Yeah, New York Toy Fair is coming in February, so we'll see more then. And I've got painting to do for some toy companies for it, so I'm kind of mixing that in between the model kits. But yeah, at Toy Fair we'll know and see a whole lot more.
So I'm with you, Brian. I don't collect the series, but if there's 1 or 2 that I like, I'll buy.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to do all 4 of those, you'd be nuts not to buy all 4 of those. How cool would that be?
Yeah.
I mean, you could, and ultimately at the end of the day, they are really, really posable. You can do really cool stuff with those until their feet break off. But up until that point, you can do cool stuff with those. So, I mean, you could do really cool. That would be a cool set to have, I think. You know what I mean? Even if they were $100 a piece and the whole set costs $400 or $500, that would totally be a worthwhile $500 investment, I think.
GMK is pretty popular in Japan, it seems. The movie seems pretty popular. It's current. the younger generation knows that film. Kaneko is a popular director, so I think, we may see the whole lineup. I don't know. I think maybe
so. I guarantee you this, David. I guarantee you he will not have derpy eyes.
What's that high-pitched noise that we keep hearing? Am I the only one hearing?
Just in your brain, Sam.
That's probably that tumor that you have.
It's not a tumor.
Now I hear crickets. What's up with that?
Okay, so that's SH Monster Arts. I mean, really, everybody's on Facebook. Everybody's seen the news, so...
August Ragone says, get over it. There won't be any SH Monster Arts show of figures.
You know what, August? I'm going to go read your book.
Why you got to be that guy, August?
Yes.
Keep hope alive.
All right, where are we at now?
Oil the bird. We talked about Marmit. We talked about X Plus. We talked about SH Monster Arts.
Gojira.
Two more topics. David, did you want to go back to Japan and X Plus HQ, or should we move on?
No, we can talk about Shin Godzilla. I think would be more interested in that maybe.
Let's dig into this. Now, real quick. We all saw the leaked photos. Now there's a rumor that those were photos that were not going to be used on the film. So this is what Tim Bean posted from wherever his sources came from on Facebook, that those were just test shots of something that was not being used in the film. So with that said, who knows what we're going to get and who knows what we're going to see. Me personally, maybe Toho is just trying to cover their ass right now because those pictures weren't supposed to be seen. But
they're just like, oh my god, reshoot that.
Yeah, let's change everything. I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously...
Sam, who's that?
It's adorable.
Banjo.
Hi, Banjo.
Banjo.
Oh, he does.
Well, those leaked photos, though, look.
The thing about those pictures is that
they look just like the poster art.
Yeah, they did.
Those pictures are not necessarily accurate because I think they're going to be so ridiculously enhanced with CG.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're probably going to Attack on Titan the shit out of it because I mean that.
Yeah. Have you ever seen?
Really unfair to judge those just on face value.
Yeah, you've seen that the behind the scenes of the making of the Phantom Menace, right? Where the dude who plays Jar Jar Binks is literally a dude with a Jar Jar Binks rubber head on top of. You know what I mean? And if somebody were to show that to you and be like, "Look at this freaking alien," you'd be like, "Dude, seriously? This is what the alien is?" So yeah, I think it's going to I think it's going to look like that, but I don't think it's going to look like that.
I hope because it's the Attack on Titan people, they really took a lot from that to create the Godzilla. It is cool. I think that it's a new, interesting way to go with the way the Godzilla looks because he actually looks like this radioactively burned, menacing, like giant creature. He looks like what Godzilla should have looked like if he got hit by a bomb. His skin's falling off. He's flaky and burnt and nasty. It's just a really cool way to go. But I know that they're going to use a lot of CGI to probably cover it up and stuff, and or I know that they're going to do that. But
I think it looks. I think it looks like the end of Godzilla 54. Here's my theory. They've already said that Fukushima plays into it.
Mm-hmm.
So that skeleton or some part of that skeleton has been laying in Tokyo Bay, and then you have the Fukushima disaster. And that skeleton slowly starts to regenerate.
Oh man, that's a great idea,
right? I could be totally wrong.
I love the idea.
I'm just pulling it out of my ass.
But the problem is with that is the fact that they already played into using the skeleton for Kiryu. I wonder if they're going to.
This has nothing to do. This is literally, I think, a direct sequel to 1954. I think it's.
I think Brian's right.
Think of it as 1985. 1985 didn't. It wasn't like. It didn't mention, the Prime Minister of Japan was like, I hope Godzilla doesn't fly over the city with his breath. You know what I mean? Like none of those movies occurred in. This is pretty much a reboot. So.
It's for the whole timeline except for 54.
Yeah, I think it's going to be 54 and then this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be sick if it was Godzilla, like the resurgence of Godzilla. No, if it was, regenerated Godzilla.
Yeah, if Godzilla was resurging for the whole film, it'd be so cool.
It would be epic,
The only
man.
issue I have with this suit is
resurged all over the place, I'd lose my mind.
I bet you would, especially if you researched macaroni and cheese.
I haven't had any mac and cheese in fucking 2 months. Shut up.
But my only issue, honestly, with the suit, I like it. I'm a Showa guy. I think it's cool. I like a Godzilla versus people idea and not a Godzilla versus a monster idea. But if they're gonna do a series of Godzilla movies, you have to bring a monster into it at some point, and that suit or that design cannot fight another monster. I just can't see how that thing fights another monster.
That thing, somebody would just, like, I don't know.
I just think by the end of this movie, he needs to look like Godzilla, or this is really a one-shot movie.
That's something I'm really hoping that they do. I heard the rumor that this is only one form of the Godzilla. Like, he's going to slowly, his skin will start to regenerate and shit. By the end of the movie, we'll actually see a Godzilla with skin covering his stuff. But I heard some people, like, knock that idea down, too. Like, say, oh, that was just a rumor. That's not actually going to happen.
Well,
all of this is just a rumor.
Yeah.
Kyle's right. Everything we've heard is a rumor. I mean, what we can talk about now, what I'm going to say when it's my turn, is what I want it to be, not what it's going to be, because it could be anything. It could be something ridiculous.
It could be as epic as Godzilla 2014.
I mean, dude, he literally could fly in this movie. Who knows? I hope he does.
So
I hope he flies right over Tokyo to Osaka.
What I want...
Yeah, the little kid screams at him, Godzilla!
Yeah.
I want this to be a very serious entry. I want it to be just Godzilla versus Japan and humankind. I want it to be scary. I want it to be dark. I want Godzilla to be, again, a metaphor for the atomic bomb. I want it to be terrifying. I want it to be gory. I want it to be kind of just not lighthearted. I don't want to see any, comedy relief. I want to see a really dark, serious movie.
I swear to God, if they kill the dog in it, I'm going to be pissed.
Like the first 54, and then like what some of you guys were saying, if concentrate all, on Godzilla, and in the next film, you introduce either an established monster or a new monster.
I want new monsters. I don't want any established monsters.
Initially, when they did the 54, and I think that's hopefully what they're going for. And from what the snippets that we're getting, it seems like that is sort of the direction that they're going in.
Yeah, I agree. And maybe this is almost like a reimagining of the original.
Right.
So maybe the next one will be a reimagining of Gigantus.
Maybe.
Oh, God.
It'll be horribly overly narrated, and
the killer of the living.
They'll bring back banana oil.
So much banana oil.
This is bad.
As long as there's no Don Fry, I'll be happy.
Hey.
That drum machine. That's funny.
Okay, here's my opinion. If anybody's watched my video on the leaked photos, whatever, my whole stance is that Godzilla needs something, no pun intended, fresh. We need something new. We need something different. I said no pun intended, David. I didn't try to. But we need something different. The Millennium films did not do the best at the box office in Japan because, people were getting tired of Godzilla in Japan. There was just, they rebooted every film with the exception of Mechagodzilla and Tokyo SOS.
Enough with Mechagodzilla.
Yeah,
enough with Mechagodzilla, enough with Ghidra, enough with Mothra.
Yes, we've seen it all already. So you introduce this new Godzilla. Okay, I'm okay with it spawning off of the 54 film, but you go in a totally different direction. Toho needs to take a risk and do something that hasn't been done before. We have a whole new generation of filmmakers, that are tackling this film. Sure, the people that worked on Attack on Titan. I watched the live-action film on the way home from Japan. I liked what I watched. It was different. It seemed like they were definitely trying to push the limits on what they were able to do and what they could do. So if that's the idea that they're going to take on Godzilla 2016, I'm all down for it. You know, if this Godzilla's going to have 3 forms, he's going to be regenerating as he goes, fuck yeah. I mean, that's never been done. I want to see something that I haven't seen before. I'm tired of...
I hope he slides on his tail.
Yeah, slides on his tail, drop kicks, you know. I want to see him doing the she dance and everything, you know. But as much as I love...
my wish, honestly, I would kind of hope that... I feel like there's got to be a group of Godzilla fans, directors in Japan that grew up with the Godzilla movies that like we all kind of grew up with, and that would like to do.
Masaki Suzuki is exactly like that, Brian.
Yeah, exactly.
He is us.
You can only do so much dark, evil Godzilla before it's just kind of stupid.
Yeah, but they haven't.
You know what I mean? Like, if they were going to be like, look, we're going to do like 5 Godzilla movies where he's a straight up superhero, I'd be like, that is fucking awesome.
Cool. Well, everybody, yeah, we all love that, but
there's only been 2 dark Godzillas so far. There's only been 2. There's been 54, and there's been 84. Everything else.
Well, G&K in a way.
There's 2 dark.
G&K in a way. Okay.
I mean, even the Heisei movies. After a while, that whole he's
Force
a
of nature.
thunderstorm, he's a hurricane, he's a tsunami. Yeah. It gets
tired. You're right.
It gets old after a while, and that's why those movies don't hold up as well as the Showa movies, because the Showa movies have
they're nostalgic
personality and heart to them, and the other ones are just sort of paint by numbers. Yeah, or just sort of paint by numbers.
I don't mean to diss David and his idea whatsoever, because I love the original 54, but I grew up just monster on monster action was what I was about. I loved seeing Godzilla fighting another monster, and that is what I love the most. And I will admit that when I was a kid and I saw 54, because I only had 4 VHS tapes growing up of Godzilla in the 90s. I had, first one I ever had was Mechagodzilla, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla. I had Godzilla vs. Sea Monster. Then I had a dual set, Godzilla vs. Megalon and Godzilla King of the Monsters, the Raymond Burr version. And out of all of those, I watched the Raymond Burr the least, because it didn't, I don't know, for me, being a child, seeing 2 giant monsters beating the shit out of each other, that was cool. But just seeing like a lot of dialogue, just monsters slowly stomping around the city, that wasn't as entertaining. But as I have aged and grown, I have a stronger appreciation for that. The 54 Godzilla, I got that on like the dual DVD set, where it's the the original Japanese version and the Raymond Burr version. And when I watched the original Japanese version,
that's cute.
All of the
I got mine off of taping it off of the Superstation. Literally, not VCRing it. I mean, literally holding a tape recorder on the TV and taping it off of the TV.
Yeah, I had to pause at the commercials. Pause and play.
I had my father's tape recorder from school that he used. Press the button.
Was it that little square? It was like the little
rectangle.
Yeah, and the handle pulled out.
Yep.
Yes.
That's how I listened to Godzilla for the first time.
Yes.
Before VHS, the Dark Ages, man. Dark Ages.
This is the only remnants of my original VHS collection. This is the only thing I have left. I seriously wish I still had my Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla VHS tape, because I would put that in a glass.
Yeah, I have all my VHSs.
I put that in a glass case because that is how I got started. Dad bought me that for Christmas. He sat me down and watched it. Mom was like, "Isn't he gonna be scared of that?" I said, "Shut up, Mom," and just let me watch it.
So rude.
Yeah, why were you mean to your mom like that?
No, I said my dad said that.
All right.
He said, "Shut up, baby." But but no.
A glimpse into the life of young Samson West. Where's my turkey pot?
So,
Sam, did you spill paint in the garage?
This is
as I was saying. But yeah, I have a lot more appreciation for Godzilla versus humanity and him being a force to be reckoned with, because in the Japanese movie, the original 54, just all the references to the atomic bomb, it was insane. It was something I had never seen before, because the Raymond Burr version was the only one that I saw, and it was all like campy, and here's freaking what's his face.
The Raymond Burr version is actually the one I prefer.
I like it too, but
it's the one I prefer.
Anyway, all right. So that's not us talking about Shin Goji. I'm sorry, but that kind of relates to it.
It kind of is, because I honestly think the Shin Goji is the 54 Goji.
I hope so. That would be so sick for him to resurge.
He's gonna surge.
All over. He's gonna surge all over Tokyo.
All over Samson's face.
I was trying not to go there, but you did. And
Oh, hey!
We could all be.
I'm gonna surge all over my fucking sheets when I see that movie. I swear to God.
I'm so glad that John is gone.
Yeah. John hates that. John hates that kind of stuff. Yeah, he's not a fan.
What? Big nasty?
No, not nasty. The whole equating Godzilla movies with pleasuring yourself or whatever. I don't know. Right?
I'm not gonna.
I don't understand that either. Collecting toys, yes, but watching movies, no. That's just wrong.
Wrong.
That's wrong.
Hey, Kyle.
Sorry, I
sir.
talked way too long.
Do you want to announce something for your Kaiju Cast emergency broadcast?
Yeah, I actually do. I'm sort of doing that right now on Instagram.
Okay, when you're ready, then you just.
No, I'll do it. I'll actually, since you asked, I'll do it right now because I kind of just finished.
I just
So
didn't
the whole
want to
time-
forget you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Dude. The whole time,
There's your Instagram. I see it.
yeah. So the whole time we've been talking, I've been drawing something because at the end of this month we have our live event. It's our annual emergency broadcast on the Kaiju Cast where we broadcast live and we have like a 2.5-hour show. We connect with other people and give away a ton of awesome stuff. And so I drew this Godzilla here.
Oh my God!
We're going to be giving. I'm giving this away along with a whole bunch of other stuff on the emergency broadcast.
That's
That
what
would
you've
make
been
a great
drawing the whole
tattoo.
time?
Oh, that's awesome.
That would make a great tattoo. Great tattoo.
Oh God, man, you've been drawing that the whole time we were talking about crap.
No, he was making mac and cheese, Sam.
It's in between making mac and cheese and
I know.
telling
I was.
people to
Win
shut
that.
up.
I want to win that. I want that. That's
Damn it,
awesome.
you're gonna make me have to go to the store and get some mac and cheese. I haven't had it in 2 months, so.
That is nice.
Dude,
You
you
drew
just
that?
made James Hartman
Yeah.
like blow a
guys.
blood vessel in his arm.
That's it. That's a beautiful piece of
That
work.
is really nice.
Well, here it is.
Dude,
Just so
man,
people can
wow.
continue to marvel at it.
you got
So
some.
How can we win that?
We'll be
talent right there, dude.
so during. Thank you. During the show, what we do because it's broadcast live, we have a chat room, and in the chat room, our listeners show up, and we ask trivia questions. So like each one of the co-hosts will come up with a trivia question, and then we ask that question, and the first person who gets it in the chat room wins a prize pack. So this will be like one of the things in the prize pack. Or it might be something where, like last year we did it where you could actually, we did the live giveaways, but we also had some, email us and let us know you want to be included in the giveaway, and we'll do some extra giveaways where we just give pull names out of a hat. So it's not, you don't have to listen live, but it's best if you listen live.
So
yeah,
how
that'll be it.
can we get involved in it and talk or whatever, or no? Is it just like online?
No, it's just online. So basically, I just have the guys here in the studio, and we have some really cool people that we're connecting with to be good guests.
So who's going to be a guest? Can you give us some hints?
Well, the thing is, I have a big name who's agreed to do it, but I want to make absolutely sure that he is 150% on board and can actually do it before I announce it, because I don't want to announce it and then have some technical problem throw it off.
I'd be buying, okay.
Cool. No, that's awesome. And that drawing is pretty badass. I like it.
Yeah, I can't
Thank
believe you can do something like that. I try to draw something and it's just a couple of scribbles.
Turns into mac and cheese.
Fucking mac and cheese, God. Noodles now, fuck.
It turns into oodles of noodles.
What was that, Bane? Turns into noodles.
Oodles of noodles.
Oh, Mr. Batman. Actually, I can.
Wait, we lost our host for a moment.
Yes.
Oh God, he's probably making mac and cheese. That doesn't. That's not...
Gentlemen,
Probably
the
making
dog is
meatballs.
telling me I've got to go feed her, so I've got to drop on out.
All right,
Later,
Good
man.
seeing you, Steve.
Yes, I thank you for having me.
dude. It was awesome talking to you. It's good to see you. Have a great night, man.
Bye.
Thank you. I'll catch up with you guys soon.
Okay, bye.
That was awesome.
That's great.
So Brian, why don't you take over?
Okay. What do y'all think about the Mystery Science Theater 3000 reboot?
Oh my God, I'm so excited for a multitude of reasons.
Give me some of them, Kyle. Let's discuss this, Kyle.
Well, first up, I love Mystery Science Theater. I know a lot of people
As do
actually. I know several Godzilla fans who have very little good things to say about it because they
That's
think
because
it
those
cheapens
fans
the
don't have a
movies.
sense of humor about Godzilla movies. I think it's
Well, I
necessary
have a
to.
sense of humor about them.
You have to
and
have a sense of humor about giant monsters.
Absolutely learn to love Gamera from those films.
Yes.
Man,
So if it hadn't been for Mystery Science Theater, there would have been no Shrine of Gamera, and I am absolutely psyched for. That's one reason, but the big reason is that my cousin is a stand-up comedian. His name is Hampton, and he is going to be Crow.
That's really?
Really.
That is awesome.
And
you know what?
Cousin.
I'm not excited about the guy who's doing Tom Servo, but the guy who does Crow, and I say this without you have ever telling me that's your cousin. He gets Crow. I get the impression that he just sort of he can do the voice, but he also can do other voices, which is really I think important to doing Crow.
Totally. Yeah, man.
That's awesome, dude.
He's great.
You're telling me that the Gamera tattoo appears from Mystery Science Theater?
It definitely was spawned. My love was.
I was going to say, Brian, show your
Nice.
Wait, Brian, what? I didn't. Is that new?
No, I've had this for.
I never saw that before.
I've had this for 5 years, probably.
Mystery Science Theater tattoo. Show Keith. Okay, that's cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
That is rad.
Hey, Brian, is that Joel or is that Mike on your arm?
That is Bob Vila. I wanted to do it differently.
I had no idea that you were doing.
It's not Earl Holliman.
It's Earl Holliman.
Hey, when is that going to air? When is the Mystery Science Theater going to air? Keith wants to know.
Supposedly sometime this year, I guess.
I
hope. I mean, they took $14 million. I hope it's sometime this year. It should be sometime this year. So, if Felicia Day is in it, Patton Oswalt is in it.
Oh, really?
That's funny. That's Patton Oswalt. That's funny.
Yeah, Patton Oswalt is TV's. What is his name on the show? Kyle, help me.
TV's Frank.
No, he's TV's son of TV's Frank. That's his name. That's his name on the
son
show.
of TV's Frank.
No, TV's son of TV's Frank.
Okay.
That's okay.
So what network is doing it? Is it
it's going to be an online thing.
Oh, it's an online thing.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Netflix maybe or something. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I hope it's Netflix because I don't have to pay extra money to watch that. That sucks.
Yeah, that would
So
suck.
what movies are they going to do? Any idea what they're going to start with? Or
They said that they already have their movies. They're not going to start announcing them yet because they're still kind of licensing issues, I guess.
Great idea. Godzilla 2014, first one.
Actually, I would totally am going to suggest that they do. They should do Gappa or they should do X from Outer Space.
That would be great. Yes.
X from Outer Space is good. Wait, the new one?
No, they need to do the classic because if it hasn't been picked up by some other licensee, it's still public domain.
Gulala's Counterattack,
yeah.
the worst kaiju films I've ever seen in my
It's
entire
horrible.
life.
See, that's
It's not bad. It's just way too long. It just drags.
Almost unwatchable.
It should be about 25 minutes long, and it'd be perfect.
See, that's something I've always been curious about. How do they get the thing behind the movies to be able to do those on the original MST3? Yes.
Originally, what they would do is they would make a deal with someone who had. They would basically a company would basically be like, yeah, we'll sell you this movie, but you also have to buy these other 30 movies. So they would end up with this giant bag of movies, and then they would go through them, which is why you got all those Sandy Frank movies in season 3, which is why you got all the Gamera movies in season 3. You got Fugitive Alien 1 and 2 in season 3. You got Mighty Jack in season 3. You got Time of the Apes in season 3. You got all those Sandy Frank movies in season 3, which were basically badly dubbed Japanese TV shows or movies, because basically they had to buy them all. They had to buy all of those movies. They probably wanted to do Gamera, and as to get the Gamera movies, they probably had to buy all those other movies. So then they then turned around and did them all.
I want to know how the hell they got the rights. Well, I'm sure they didn't, because I know that Toho got pissed when they did the DVD release. How were they able to? How were they able to do Megalon?
They were in public domain at the time. They didn't have the right to release them on DVD, but I guess they had the right to put them on.
I remember
TV.
there was a limited, they did have a release, like a box set of 4 movies, and Godzilla vs. Megalon was there. Toho got pissed.
Yeah, I know.
It got
pulled.
Taken away, and they put what was it? Attack of the
Giant Human Monster. I don't know. I had that Godzilla vs. Megalon set, and I sold it for $300 on eBay, and that was freaking like 5 or 6 years ago. I mean, it was forever ago.
Somebody, I can't remember what website I bought it off of, but I have like a burned version of it, and it looks awesome. It's amazing. Yeah. It's just a single disc, and it gets the job done. I mean, I paid $7 shipping for this thing. Or shipped.
Did they ever do Younger for the Deep?
And they do Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster too, which is actually one of my favorite Godzilla movies.
No, I don't want to see that.
I think this one's funnier though. This one is much funnier.
I don't know, man. Godzilla vs. Sea Monster is pretty funny.
No, it's the Mystery Science one.
Yeah, I know. What you're talking about there,
I love that one. That's got a special place in my heart. I don't want to see that on there.
Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster on Mystery Science Theater?
I want to say they do a really good job on it. It's really funny.
They're really respectful of it. You can kind of tell that they're not. I mean, yeah, they're like, oh, toy boat. But they're not disrespectful of the movie, and it's
some of the quips they get in there are really funny. Like the part,
really
like
good.
The part where Harada's character in the eye patch is talking to the other guy, and he goes, "What? Are you blind?"
He's like, "Have you lost your sight?" No, and that's not funny.
Offensive, sir.
Like Monster from a Prehistoric Planet and Younger, a Monster from the Deep. Those would be great to do if they haven't done them already.
Yeah, Gappa would be better.
Gappa would be good.
Gappa would be good, yeah.
How did we get from Shin Godzilla to Mystery Science Theater 3000?
That's okay. Hey, I don't mean to cut in, but let's wrap up the live broadcast, and then we can continue hanging out here if we want. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine, man.
You know, I think we hit all the topics. You know, if anything, we could always come back next month and follow up more. But I want to thank everybody for watching. Tonight we had the most viewers ever. We reached 70 viewers, and that's kind of a lot for me, if you ask me.
It's pretty good.
You put that many people in a room, like, all these people want to watch me and watch us talk. So thank you for everybody watching. I mean, to get all you guys together here and doing this, you know, again, I find it awesome because it's like we're just sitting here hanging out, like we, you know, in person, versus actually being able to get in person and do it. So I know I will see a handful of you at Monster Mania in March. Mr. Fresh Vinyl and Mr. Fresh Vinyl will be there. Ken Satsuma and the suit actor, I'm sorry I don't know his name off the top of my head, will be at Monster Mania in Cherry Hill in March. The first con appearance for him. And then G-Fest is after that for us, and that is that. Make sure you guys... What's that, David?
So that's everybody here, right? G-Fest.
Yeah, oh yeah, we'll all be at G-Fest. That's right. Stand by for Fresh Vinyl reviews, hitting up Ultraman figures and X Plus. It's going to be awesome. And then next month, February, David, John Stanowski, and if any of you other guys want to get in,
I'll do some Ultraman.
Yeah, I want to do a Fresh Vinyl. It doesn't even have to be just about toys. I want to talk shit about.
No, the show, dude. The show, yeah.
I want to talk about the show. I want to talk about the show, the figures, everything that I experienced while watching that. So that's going to be February. That's going to be our next live show. So with all that said, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next Fresh Vinyl Live. Good night, everybody. Woohoo!